And I'm back doing a Monday stream, which is what I do. And all right, so let's get right into it. I'm a grandpa again. That's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about that. I had to go out of town. It sucked what I had to deal with, but the wife and I got a nice room. We took the dog with us. So, it was like totally, as good as it could be, considering how much I hate, going anywhere because I am a recluse. That is what it is. It's not what I thought I'd be when I grew up, when I was a little boy, but it's what I've become. As a matter of fact, that's why I say sometimes there are days I dream about throwing everything around me away and moving into a cave because I don't know. Maybe something ain't right. But regardless, I find myself back here. Hello, brother. It is always a blessing whenever you chat with me. It lets me know you're still alive, and I like that. I like knowing you're still alive. Call me crazy. I'm one of those kind of guys. Yeah, thanks, dude. But I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. That was the only thing is I'm like, if that is really the weekend of wonder. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff you don't want to do. There's nothing about it that you can do. So right now, and hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much, I am painting in the windows of this terrain. I decided to make this one like that for some reason. Yeah, see, I can't do that because my wife would not allow it. And I have, as you know, lots of obligations to various other people in various other places. So this is why I travel so much. It's not that like deep down in my heart, I'm all like, I love to travel. That couldn't be more wrong. But at the same time, I'm a man. I have obligations to family, friends, organizations, etc. And whether I like it or not, that means I got to go places and do things sometimes. Some of the things I got to do are not good things, and I do not wish on anyone. But, obligation sucks. It does. It sucks. It's tiring. I guess it shows that, at least in my case, you're never really free. Because you can always be called upon and then have to go somewhere and do something. I mean, would I have rather sat in here all weekend and possibly got my epic miniatures painted? Well, of course I would have, but yeah, well, I don't know. You've pretty much given up on your obligations, though, haven't you? See, I can't. I have a wife. That means, until I die, I'm going to be out here doing shit. Whereas Hungar's like, I owe nobody nothing, and I don't have to do anything. Man, that sounds great. But On the other hand, I love my wife and I love my life and that I currently have. And, so, you know, and obligations like that, there are in the long run a very small price to pay, it turns out. I know you still do what you need to do. I'm not saying that. There's what you need to do and then what you have to do. You know what I mean? And there can be a difference between that.
I wondered what that was.
Anyway, so I did post a spicy thing and I noticed it got Shadow's attention when I said alignment sucks, always has, always will. And there are some people who might agree, and I think a lot of people who won't agree, but in reality, I stand by it. Alignment does suck in fantasy D&D games. It does suck. It absolutely does suck. Not only does it suck, it's not needed and never was. Look at a game like Star Frontiers, Gamma World, pretty much any other game that TSR put out. And one thing you're going to notice is there's no alignment in any of those games, really. Why? Why do you think it is that when you roll up your Star Frontiers character, there's no alignment?
Because alignment is stupid.
Because there's no need for it. There's no alignment in Traveler. There's no alignment in pretty much most games. Like in Twilight 2000, 4th edition, you don't have an alignment. You just got goals and stuff.
Alignment makes no sense to me because nobody is inherently good. Nobody is inherently evil. I mean, yeah, there's some twisted people out there, but 99.99% of people are just people.
See, the thing is our beloved Gary Gygax was a huge fan of Moorcock and various other writers, which is where he got the idea of law versus chaos as a, cosmic, never-ending battle. And that's why the alignments he chose are law, chaos, neutral, until they expanded upon them.
And neutrality is just stupid. Are people Sweden?
Well, even his, I guess, maybe I can only assume hope that expanding the alignments to 9 would somehow add a little bit better something to the broken system. It didn't. It's still dumb.
Yeah. Well, and this is just my opinion too. If I had to pick out an alignment for the common person, everybody would be chaotic good. They want what's best for them, but they don't want to be complete total jackasses to get it.
See, I'm going to go a different way on that. I'm going to go with 4th edition and say that most people are unaligned. And that means that they're not going to mug an old lady for a Social Security check, but at the same time, most people aren't going to put their own lives at risk to stop someone else from mugging the old lady.
Yeah.
Because most people are too worried, or more worried, I should say, about their own lives and their own bills and, their own mortgage and whatever. I mean, now there are some people out there who actively go out of their way to be good people, and there are some people out there who, for whatever twisted reason, have determined that they're just going to be evil shit. But
unfortunately, one of the people who go out of my way to actually be decent.
Do you?
Well, yeah, if I saw somebody try to mug an old lady, I would step in.
How you
Hey,
doing, Seth?
Very good.
Hey,
Thank you
Seth.
very much.
Um,
I'm not gonna sit back and let somebody hurt somebody else for no good reason. Both of us were raised different than that.
oh, okay. I heard about 3 words of that.
Is my
It was a cutting.
internet being
Yes,
stupid?
your
I'm
internet
afraid
sounds
so.
pretty
It
bad.
is. It's definitely causing a bit of lag.
Oh, no. Uh,
Well,
I-
alignment, is that the topic?
that is, I posted something that was spicy and, you know,
Right.
My good friend Shadow is like, well, what would you replace it with? And I would probably replace it with Pundit's alignment system from Baptism of Fire, where yes, there is kind of alignment, but you pick vices and virtues, 7
Well,
of each.
I think the question, for me at least, all boils down to like, what is it that you want out of the game? Like, what is it that you're playing it for? Because if you're doing something like, vices, virtues, and so on, that's very much striking me to be Pendragon. Well, you've got your chivalry, you've got the oaths, the behavior of a knight means something, where the actions of the man, backs his words.
Mhm.
That's definitely something you can do.
Well,
but
that's how Baptism of Fire actually works. You
Yeah.
have vices and virtues, and they can actually change during play.
That almost sounds valorous, if I do say so myself.
Does it?
Oh, I'm
I
knee
have
deep in it now. I'm almost
Do all
done.
the shit you put up on your whatever.
My Patreon?
Yeah, I'm allowed to though because I'm like the best member ever.
Are you? How are you the best member ever? I'm very curious about that.
Well, I mean, there was 2 kind of members you could be, and I chose to be the best one.
Well, there you go. Okay, so you're top tier.
Well, always in everything.
Hoity-toity. Yeah, no, I'm actually, I've been working on it all day, and I just finished, I just started working on the Banes and Boons. So, like, this is a topic that works for me because, it's very much about who you are as a person and play your character,
It also gives the players something more to play with, because it's something that they can then sort of go like, well, I want my character to be this. It was like, well, great, but you're not one-dimensional. There's got to be more to you. So it allows them to have something where it's going to go well, something where it's going to be like, well, this is my temptation, or there's something
you
that
could be a guy that's totally good, but there's a particular vice you really struggle with. Or at the same time, you could be just a complete bastard, but there's a virtue that will prevent you from being totally a bastard. Like you could be the guy that doesn't mind killing someone, but you'll never lie.
Well, okay, but think about this. Hang on. Think about this. One of the things we'll see in fiction is based on the societal norms of the time. It'll determine how much of a hero someone is, right? In fiction. So if you go back to when did Howard write Conan? The 30s?
Yeah.
So the world's coming in is an economic crisis. There's a war brewing in Europe, and eventually it's going to be a world war. But it's very much like where we are now. The society is going to shit all of a sudden. So what happens? We get a hero that's not really noble, not really honorable, kind of out for himself, will do what it takes to succeed, doesn't feel a tremendous amount of guilt or sadness when people he knows gets killed on these adventures. Like, well, it sucks they died, but whatever, and moves on, right?
Well, because
past
that situation, survival becomes...
Well, but it's also, I'm talking about the zeitgeist of the society. I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about what kind of heroes we get in these times.
Yeah,
Then
no,
you go
what I
through-
mean is Conan's whole point is just to survive.
And I'm talking about how that is endemic of the times in which he was written.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
Okay? All right, good. Well, there we go. I just
Right,
it doesn't matter if
we
it's
got there,
Conan, it
just
could be
different
anyone.
angles.
Yeah,
So-
I'm saying that life is hard, shit sucks. So you're
Who are you going to call?
to survive.
All I'm saying is shit happens, and who are you going to call? So then we get to World War II and post World War II, and we start to have Tolkien introducing this idea of heroic fantasy all of a sudden, and we're getting the whole idea of heroes that are larger than themselves. The 50s, all of our cowboys are good guys who wear white hats and blah 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 blah, because times are good, people are feeling positive, people are feeling very, very hopeful about where society's going. The rule of law matters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. By the time we get to the 60s, and we've got the Vietnam War, the civil rights movement, we got all the craziness going on in Western civilization. Suddenly, who are our heroes? Elric, Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser, Thomas Covenant, all these deplorable people.
The man
Absolutely.
with no name.
The man with no name. In our Westerns, they're murderers and assassins. They may have hearts of gold, but they're still kind of pricks at the end of the day, right? So this is the way we're sort of going, right? This idea of the cycle of our society will determine the types of heroes we'll have, right? And we're now going through another Conan cycle. I'll call it a Conan cycle to make it easy for everybody. We're in another one right now. So I couldn't have picked a worse time to make a game about not being that guy. You know what I mean? If I wanted to make like a shit ton of money, I would have leaned into being a fucking Conan and being like, yeah, you're up for yourself and that's all that matters. But you know what? There's other games that do that. Nobody's doing what I'm doing, so I'm going to focus on that. But it's true. Our societal moments will determine the kind of heroes we want in our fiction. So we don't get Han Solos with hearts of gold anymore. We just get selfish pricks who'll do whatever they want.
Yeah, we get Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. Might have good motivation, might have good intentions, but we'll do whatever it takes to succeed without a fucking hint. Hang on, my supper's burning. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Don't burn your supper.
it's important.
Yeah. I mean, Bear's not wrong, I don't think. I think my problem is that the base 3, base 9 just does not give you enough to work with. And though I know this may summon Nerdy Ogre out of the blue, Palladium does have a little bit of a better idea of how to do it.
That's fair enough. I can't say I've looked much into Palladium. I just know that my current groups are kind of they'd like to explore games without the use of alignment. I mean, I've done alignments. I enjoy alignment for when I run D&D.
Mm-hmm.
But 5th edition does not really require alignment, and I'm now running a Warhammer 40k game where there is the alignment of are you for the Imperium ? If no, then you are not an Imperial citizen. You do not get to have any consideration.
Off-grid gamer, typically hobby horses, horses made out of a stick with something carved to look like a horse head, and toy guns were big. And for young boys, by the time they're 5, they already had a knife, and some of them a gun. So yeah, girls were expected to play with dolls. It was a very tradition-bound system back then.
Yep.
But yeah, I kind of like the vices and virtues because you get to determine your priorities, and that allows you to kind of really customize the character to be what you want. But since the way you act in game can change your vices and virtues, I mean, nothing's written in stone.
That's true.
If you decide to go on a murdering rampage, well, your greed will go up, and your the opposite
Your bloodlust.
Yeah,
So your charity.
murderousness will go up, but then you'll lose humility, you'll lose whatever, and
Yeah.
And now Professor Dungeon Master, who I liked his last video with Matt Mercer, he was talking about a system he used for a while where it had like evil on one end and good on the other, and then like it was a scale. And characters would move up and down the scale depending on their behavior during play. But I think that doesn't answer my main question, which is, okay, I've played Traveler since the Little Black books.
Yeah.
There's no alignment in that.
No.
Never needed to be. So now that makes me ask myself, why does there got to be an alignment?
Well, okay. I
In
mean,
any
if we're gonna, but okay. So I mean, the alignment was the whole. If we're going back in history of like when tabletop games were coming out, the
Yeah.
whole storytelling of good versus evil and all of what was coming in with that. That's what it was there for. It then later got developed in first edition and second edition, where they went, well, it's a method for you to understand what your characters' motivations are. What are their north stars? What it's not their personality, but it's like what is their defining participation in the cosmic war between good and evil, law and chaos.
Yes.
That's the whole cosmology that comes with the D&D aspect. Is alignment needed for everything? No, it isn't. Like you said, Traveler, you don't need it. Warhammer, you don't need it. Like there are so many other games where it's like you don't need an alignment.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the ones I've been looking at a lot lately, Star Frontiers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Well, in Cyberpunk, everyone's kind of a jackass.
Not really. Not
No,
really. If you go back and read the original rules and what was being presented, the idea is that you weren't out for yourselves. You were edge runners fighting against the corruption, fighting against the man, fighting against the corporations, fighting against the dehumanization of society.
Yeah, it's like.
But the problem with gamers is sorry, Sax. The problem with gamers is that a lot of them, when they're teenagers and young adults, they weren't the football players in general. They weren't the high school heroes in general. They weren't the guys who could maybe handle themselves pretty good in a fight. So a lot of them, when they got to play make believe, well, now they're fucking Conan. Now they're, the guy with the twin SMGs and the cyber arms, so he can fire two at a time, and he's going to just fucking not take shit from anybody. And that's where humanity breaks in, which is why I think alignment was created originally.
Well, a beautiful reason for role playing. Let those people get that shit out of their system. However, I had the exact opposite.
Jesus,
during
be
my
careful,
Cyberpunk
OGG.
campaign, in that all of the players at my table would do anything for money. So they weren't
I got
necessarily.
this just for you, James. I got
Nice.
this just for you.
They weren't evil, but like it didn't matter if a corporation came up and was like, "We need you to break into this, corp stronghold housing area and kidnap this scientist, and we'll give you, this much Euro bucks." My players were like, "Okay," like they didn't care. They just wanted money so that they could, live in a better place. And
George, I got to ask a question because George says, hoping Bear will render that scene for us. What scene are you talking about? I was probably AFK when you said it, so I don't know. Listen.
Say he was popping in just to say hi.
That's OGG.
Oh, that's OGG. I'm confused.
Yeah, he's going to go. He's going to go battle Stink.
Paladins, clerics,
Fuck,
druid.
man.
Still mostly story mechanism, not really codified in the rules ad nauseum. Yes.
So you were talking about the sliding scale that Professor Dungeon Master was talking about, because I had my headset on, I was listening to
Yeah,
you guys
I
talk.
did mention that he
Okay.
talked about that for a while.
Here's the danger of that. Here's really the simple danger of that. Well, that was an evil act. I don't think so. Well, I do think so. Yeah, but I don't think so. And now I'm going to argue with you for 15 minutes at the table about whether it was evil or not, right? The thing that Palladium offers as a strength is a fucking checklist.
I brought up Palladium at the risk
I heard.
of summoning Nerdy Ogre.
Nerdy ogre, nerdy ogre, nerdy ogre.
That Palladium actually now in Recon, which does not use the Palladium alignment system, it tells you to pick like personality traits, and one of them is like psychotic, one of them's like good natured, one of them's like you're like really like you're the guy that'll jump on the hand grenade
Yeah,
to save his friends. You're like very
Captain America.
right, but then the psychotic guy will do anything at any
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And it has like a whole list of these things with descriptions of like what it means, and I mean for a game based on Vietnam is pretty good. I mean, if you want to play the
agree.
crazy guy that gets off on flamethrowing. I
get you.
I mean,
Flamethrowing
yeah, be the
villages,
psychotic,
yeah. But the thing is that I don't personally, and this is a personal thing, I don't feel alignment should represent mental health.
Yeah, psychotic could be considered a mental issue, even though people are born that way.
Doesn't mean they're not born broken.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the problem with the introduction of the assassin is it's not a career as much as it is. Okay, no, it's not a class as much as it is a job.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've always sort of hated those types of classes. The one where it's like anyone could do that. You know what I mean? Like why are
Mage would be the best?
Sorry, which one?
Mage.
Mage? What?
Mage assassin.
Yeah, once a mage hits a certain level, you pay him some money to take somebody out. I mean,
Oh, well, yeah.
yeah, but like it's just the whole thing of like, why would a mage do that? Because at that point, if you're not pursuing power, then why are you doing assassinations like this?
money.
There's just certain things that just doesn't click with me when it comes to that.
That's what I'm saying. Money.
Yeah,
If somebody offers
I-
a mage enough money, well, see if you read Dying Sun, Jack Vance's stuff, there kind of are mage assassins in there. The guy that wears the cloak made out of eyeballs,
I can't say that I've read any of them.
well, first off, they're really weird, and Gygax loved them just like he loved Moorcock for some reason.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're really weird. Like Elric was a mage, but it didn't stop him from running around with his cursed black razor sword killing everybody for chaos, because there was apparently in that cosmology, law and chaos were actively duking it out. So, and he was the champion of chaos.
Yeah.
How would a cleric paladin be on the same party with a warlock or assassin? They shouldn't, and it's actually in the rules unless the cleric is a worshiper of the same god as the assassin. And to use real life, hey Doc, to use a
join
real
us.
life analogy or example would be the servants of Kali during the Raj. They
The thuggies? Are we talking about the thuggies?
murdering people, and they had to do it by strangulation because it was against their religion to drop blood anywhere. And then they would bury the corpses, and then they would take the goods of the merchants to another place and sell them all. And they had priests that led them in their worship of Kali.
But this is the same idea, though, for the Hashashin, right? The Eaters of Hash. Their whole goal was to be as public as possible in the assassination so that they would get killed doing it and get to go back to the cave of milk and honey and the 72 virgins, right? So this whole idea of the assassin being this super sneaky shadow guy, it's like, fuck off, Like, look at actual assassins in history. What you're talking about is a fucking hitman. That's a completely different fucking beast, Hey, Doc.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
We're
Yeah,
arguing
the
alignment and
original
nonsense.
The assassins were really fascinating because when they showed up to recruit them, he basically drugged the shit out of them.
Right.
Which is where they got that name. And then they'd have all the girls, and they had this like huge garden out back where they brought them. And when they came down, they're like, "Oh yeah, you were in paradise." Wasn't that awesome?
And all you got to do is this thing, and you can go back. But look, now we can think of another kind of assassin too, though. The zealots of the Hebrews, of the order of, what was it, Melchizedek? These guys would roll in, and their whole deal was to try to assassinate Romans or fellow Hebrews that they thought had betrayed them, tax collectors, etc. And they really, really thought that that's what God wanted them to do.
I mean, that's hell of a belief. I gotta go and kill the tax man. I can't live in a world of taxations.
Well, the thing is amongst the ancient Hebrews, when they're under occupation with the Romans would hire Hebrews that were good at math, Israelites, let's say, and they would be the ones that had to keep the books, because we all know who's good at keeping the books, right? And all the other Jews in the settlement considered them traitors because they all hated the Romans so bad.
Yeah, no, I do understand where you're coming from. Again, it's just funny because
Yeah. even
Right.
though those taxes were being spent to keep the roads up and bring in fresh water. And
Tax collectors are never very popular people.
Get the sewer
Supposedly,
system
William
handled.
Wallace had either a belt or a scabbard, depending on which version of it you hear, made out of a English tax collector's skin.
The Scottish, they're barely even today.
Well, so in the UK, they rephrased the word tax, so if to the name of farmer. So people who then have the last name of farmer are actually descendants of tax collectors.
I need to say something, James.
Say it.
All right. Apart from sanitation, medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, the freshwater system, and public health, what have the Romans ever done for us?
You want to know what's funny? Me and my wife have been watching the series Chosen. You know what it's about, right? The ministry of Christ.
Oh, okay.
There is an actual scene where the Pharisees try to catch Jesus up. They're like, should we pay taxes to the Romans? And of course, you know the answer. Jesus is like, well, whose picture's on the coin? And they're like, Caesar. And he's like, well, give Caesar what's Caesar's, right? But he stops in the TV show. He stops for a minute and he's thinking about it, and he's like, yeah, taxes, what good are they other than roads and sanitation and stuff? That's what it says. That's in the show. And everybody's looked at him because they don't know what to think, because for the Hebrews, I mean, there's nothing worse than collecting taxes for a Roman. But then he says, whose face is on it will render unto him what is his. And of course, a lot of people get all freaked out by it, but he caught him. You know what I mean? Because they had Romans waiting. And if he had said anything other than what he'd said, the Romans would have immediately arrested him. And that'd been, a little
Also,
early.
that's what saved the Christians early on, because you got to remember there were dozens of Jewish Messiah cults running around at the time, and almost all of them were militant. The one thing that the Christians were passive. They're like, obey the state, in so long as they're not ordering you to do anything sacrilegious. And
Well, this is okay. So
get
like
along.
I have some Muslim friends, right? That I worked with over the years, and they all told me they're very moderate Muslims. They're from like the more, like Egypt, and they're from the more civilized, modernized parts of the Middle East, than opposed to say like the middle of the fucking Oman or something. And they all said the same thing, which is we are told and we are trained, and if we follow the Quran, when we are living in the land of the infidel, we are to follow the infidel's rules. We are not to, we're not to break the laws. Like, as long as we don't violate our core tenets, we're supposed to live as they live. And I was like, really? How's that working out in practice? And he's like, well,
It's kind of like if you're Jewish, but you get invited to a friend's house for dinner and you accept and you go and they're serving ham. Guess what? You eat ham.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Because it would be a bigger disrespect to dishonor your host than it is to actually, so you're going to be unclean for a while and need to bathe and all that. But, so there's loopholes around things.
Well, there are, and that's the whole idea, right?
Things. Red Hope, probably none. I would say that the Roman tax system was probably much more fair than the modern tax system.
Oh, fuck yeah. No. Abso-fucking-lutely. Modern taxation, sorry to get off on this. You've hit my one of my buttons. Modern taxation is absolute extortion. It's absolute fucking usury.
And we have
because what are we being taxed for? Why are we being taxed? What do you think? Everyone always says, well, my taxes pay for the roads. My taxes pay for the hospital. No, they don't. Your taxes pay the debt on the money the government borrows. That's what your taxes. Land taxes pay for the roads. Gas taxes pay for things. Corporate taxes pay for things. Income tax, that's one thing and one thing only. Paying fucking debt off because they can't fucking balance a budget. So they're always borrowing money.
And to go down the historical route, income tax was only really introduced, I think it was post World War I. Yeah,
Wilson
because
did it.
they needed the money for rebuilding, and once it then came through and the government saw,
they didn't need the money for rebuilding. They needed the money to pay the Rothschilds back. We all know.
He also gave us the Federal Reserve. Thanks there, Will.
Oh, the guys who are lending him the money that he has to then pay the taxes on with the income tax of the average citizen? No. Can you tell I've been watching a lot of your buddy Nux lately, by the way, James? I'm getting a little nuxy over here. I don't know.
I don't know. You might be. I haven't listened to him too much lately, but you're sounding like him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Taxes are great.
But
That's my stick.
I don't know. I mean, it's like, without getting into the tax situation, because I guess I'm a centrist far right person. Like, of the far right, I'm in the center because I do believe social programs are necessary,
So
but
what
I'm
it is,
also
it just makes
kind
you-
of a nationalist.
So this is why the left-right paradigm does not fucking work. Okay, and it's a joke that was created to make us fucking side up and argue with each other and not pay attention to who's
It's
running
worked.
the demons that run the fucking world. Right?
It's worked.
You know where it comes from, right? It comes from the French.
Dirty French.
The dirty, filthy, fucking mon esti de calice, j'ai pas de temps pour ça, là, French. You know, like the left side was the progressives, and the right side of the fucking chamber was all the traditionalists. You know, like fuck these fucking pricks. How much more damage can France do to the world, for fuck's sake?
I'm sure that they've got more tricks up
Well,
their sleeve.
As they say
And
in
the
London,
man from
inshallah.
Montreal.
Well, I live amongst them. Trust me.
Yeah. All the postmodernists came out of France.
Which means, I got to take your word for it. I don't live near any French people.
You ever see Eddie Izzard's routine about the European Union? He's talking about how the EU is like we're getting together. It's a really great thing. We're all going to be together. It's like, imagine like it's like a car. You know, Belgium and Germany and the Netherlands, they're all in the car, and France, and they're going, let's go left, and France goes. It's just and it's such a French behavior pattern, right? And then he says, but England, we're worse because we're outside the car going, can I wash your windshield for you, governor?
Yeah. I have to tell you, I watched zero news at all the whole weekend I was gone. I watched
Where'd
pretty
you go,
much
by the
no
way?
TV at all the weekend I was gone.
Where were you gone to?
Huh?
Where did you go?
Gainesville. So not far.
Texas?
Gainesville, Florida, 2.5
Florida.
hours away.
Is that in the Panhandle?
No,
Not
it's
quite.
like in the middle of like the worst part of Florida. But it's also where the worst Florida team is too, the University of Florida Gators.
Mm-hmm.
So screw them. For Florida teams, it's Seminoles all the way. But anyway, I had to go up there and do some incredibly not good stuff that I wish I didn't have to do. But then on the way home, I got a picture of a little pink alien my daughter gave birth.
Oh, nice.
So that was, and it's like one goes, one comes, that's life, I guess.
Yep.
Just whatever. But
Well, they say, right, like one door closes, another door opens, and that's how you know you have a ghost.
That's very correct. Yes.
Oh, come on. That was funny. Come on.
yeah, I was just too busy being afraid of ghosts.
Oh, good ghosts. Yeah.
It's like, I don't like ghosts.
Speaking of ghosts,
who's good went somewhere else. So
everyone shits on
around
Shaggy and
something
Scooby as cowards. They're the only ones ever expected to do anything dangerous.
But they're also
rednecks.
stoners.
because we
Shaggy
will,
and Scooby. Shaggy and Scooby.
like in a second, hold
That's
my
it. See,
beer.
James heard redneck, and we're off to the races on redneck.
I'm telling you, Kentucky, hold my beer should be the state motto.
I'm telling you, and as an outsider telling you this, America's fucking no longer land of the brave, home of the free, or home of the brave, land, whatever it is, fuck. It should literally be hold my beer, watch this. That should be the fucking motto of your country now.
Yeah, the whole country.
The whole
It's like
fucking country.
everybody looks at us as kind of like the slow cousin that'll do anything.
Oh yeah, that's exactly. You're like our big brother that's kind of crazy and like buys muscle cars. And where's your brother today? Gravel pit, jumping cars. that's how we
Hey,
look
Bruce.
at you. What are you going to do today, Canada? Well, we thought we'd build some stuff. Maybe teach the poor to yodel. I don't know, something. And like, what's America doing? Vroom, vroom.
Yeah, see some guy like end over ending through the sky in the background.
He's like Mad Max motorcycle crashing through the air. You know, it's like wee with a
Hold
flag.
my latte in California. Hold on.
Hold my latte. Hold my soy milk half skinny. So I had a friend. She was a barista, manager at a Starbucks, and I had just quit my job. And she's like, "You should come work for us." And I'm like, "Lauren, I wouldn't last a week." She goes, "Yeah, but what a great week it would be."
They're just in there randomly attacking.
Yeah, I'll have a half chai, skinny oat milk, blah blah. Say large coffee, or I punch you in the mouth.
Like, but so anyway, I don't know anything that's going on, and I hope to keep it that way.
Good for you.
It's
Because
It's
one
good.
thing I learned from watching The Matrix is ignorance is indeed bliss.
That's not true, because if that was true, there'd be a shit ton more happy people in the world.
hmm
Well, here's the problem. There are the people who are ignorant and know they're ignorant, and then there are the people who are ignorant but don't know they're ignorant.
Well, it's okay. What goes through a stupid person's head? Does a stupid
smart.
person know they're stupid? No.
No, they think they're smart. There's
Exactly.
actually a graph on that. Like the stupider people are, the smarter they think. I mean, eventually you get to a limit where the guy knows he's really stupid, but it's in the middle there. You know, you've got a bunch of midwits that think they're geniuses,
Oh my God.
and it's just like,
Yeah, fair enough.
so I don't want to be a midwit, a genius, or exceptionally stupid. I kind of just want to be left alone. But you know, not counting this obviously, because I like hanging out with you guys. But yeah, the whole alignment thing I don't like.
Alignment
And
is
like
kind
I
of
said,
silly.
every other one of my favorite games doesn't use it, and it brings into question why D&D feels like it has to use it.
Well, it's a legacy feature.
Yeah,
It's how would you put it? Like it's a part of the product.
Yeah.
And I genuinely do want to ask this, James. The next D&D 6th edition comes out without alignment. Well, that's technically 5th edition. But if it came out and there was no alignment, full stop. No, it will be seen as, you know, you've taken something out of it. Even in 5th edition, they still have it. It's like 3 lines when you break it down from the supposed paragraph it's meant to be for each alignment, but it's not enforced.
the only people who would bitch about alignment being removed from D&D are probably people who don't play modern D&D.
This is the point. There it is, right there. There it is. If you were to take alignment out of 6th edition, here's what you would hear. A whole bunch of the fucking identity newcomers to D&D going, "Oh, we didn't use it anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter." And a whole bunch of grumbling old fucking grognards who would be saying shit like, "Well, it's not D&D anyway, so I don't fucking care. That's bullshit, the fucking snowflake D&D." Oh, sorry, Doc Flamingo. Go ahead. You are that guy.
I don't complain about what they do with D&D. I just think it's stupid. Well, the whole thing with alignment the 3-point alignment made sense because they were taking on that whole like
And notice Evil
fuckface
wasn't part
thing.
of
I
it.
forget his name.
It was,
Moorcock.
Elric. It was
Chaos.
Moorcock. Law, order. It was neutral, order, or law or chaos.
Yeah,
right?
there
The
was
law,
an
order.
there was an actual cosmic fight going on, and you chose sides in it. It was never meant to be this like morality slider, which it doesn't work as because it's way too arbitrary.
Well, this is why when I was doing
champion of chaos.
when I was doing Valorous as a D&D clone, which I'm not anymore, I actually redid the alignments like Palladium alignments. I took all the ones you knew, lawful good, neutral good, but I created 10 bullet points under each one based like on the Palladium stuff, your behavior patterns that are expected if you are of this alignment. I also put in big brackets optional because I knew most people would just shit on it. But in Valorous, the way I'm doing Valorous now, there will be none of that. There is corruption and there is virtue. You will get corruption for doing corrupt shit, and you will get virtue for doing virtuous shit. And like in Star Wars D6, if you argue when you get a corruption point, well, I shouldn't be getting a corruption point. You're now trying to justify your corrupt bullshit, and you get 2 corruption points. Just take your fucking licks and work it off by feeding orphans and teaching the blind how to yodel.
Because it is a fact that if you did something good, you never have to justify it.
You notice.
But if you did something bad, you always got to try to justify it.
No, I need to justify it. My action speaks for themselves.
Coco, I was exactly as I said it.
Hey,
Hey, Leth, what's up? You guys go?
Well-
Well, okay, gotta go, guys. Bye. What's going on, Leth?
I don't have to go anywhere yet.
All right, just give me a warning so I can turn off my headset before you leave.
Hey, lad. What Ad nauseum said about the vampire system, it is kind of cool in that you kind of got a hierarchy of sins.
Yeah.
And
Let's get the
if
nature and
you
demeanor.
do certain things, you get more and more evil.
Well, yeah, and you've also got the nature and demeanor, right? So you can sort of determine how your character behaves in reality versus what they present to other people, which I thought was a nice thing as well.
Right. Right.
You know, my nature is prick. My demeanor is, angelic, because that's what it was supposed to be. Most people wound up taking them pretty close to each other, but the whole idea was that you were supposed to be like, I kiss babies and help old ladies across the street when I'm not stealing their wallet or their candy. Like that was how it was supposed to be, right?
Right.
But oh well.
And I think I went nature, loyalist, and demeanor, something else.
I was not. I struggled to understand that system. Yeah.
Well, one of it's kind of like Japanese culture. One of them is what you show the world, and the other one is what is real.
Yes. Oh wait, Mark Reinhagen was a proto-weeb? I don't believe
Yeah,
you.
go figure, right?
This is my shocked face.
Yeah, I think the French have a similar kind of thing they do, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, except when the French do it, it feels more two-faced. You know what I mean? Like it just feels more like you fucking prick.
And to be fair, the Japanese have 3 faces, so
I like the Irish. The Irish have one face,
drunk.
and you're getting it full fucking tilt every time you deal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will always know where you stand with an Irishman. Like you just will know. It's as
You'll
simple as
know.
that.
He will not let you escape it.
Oh no! If an Irish girl fancies you, you'll know. If she doesn't fancy you, you'll know. Like it's like there's no gameplay. There's no the Irish have no time for that bullshit, and I love that about them. Problem is, most other people hate them for it because they're so used to the masks, right? And wearing masks and pretending and pretending and pretending. So they find the Irish bluntness very off-putting, which is a shame because I think we would all do better as a civilization if we were all more blunt with each other and honest with each other. Bear, you talk too much. Shut the fuck up. Oh, okay, sorry, man.
No,
That works
keep
way
going.
better than. Sorry, what was that, Sax?
No, I thought you were being serious.
No. I mean, I know I talk too much, but fuck you. I'm intelligent. And I'm like that dumb
Bear, you
intelligent.
don't talk
I'm that
enough.
dumb intelligent that
Keep
thinks he's
talking.
really intelligent. You know what I mean? I'm that guy.
What was that? Bear, do you remember a long time ago they had the book, The Cult of the Subgenius?
Oh,
yes.
the Church of the Subgenius. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all about all these guys that are basically midwits, but I think
There was a
that-
Subgenius role-playing game.
Dude, there was a band in Canada called Bob's Your Uncle. It was like a punk band.
The Quest for Slack.
You know what else? There was Lister in Red Dwarf always saying you do this, that, and the other, and Bob's your uncle.
Yep.
Or Scudder, depending. So even Lister was playing into it. It's like that. I don't even know why I brought that up.
Where
Weird.
the hell did Sax go?
That. He's
Someone
weird.
was-
You can see,
Someone who was avoiding their taxes. He had to put on his costume and fly out the window.
Well, that makes sense.
I don't know. Something must be going on.
It says his internet had a total seizure.
That makes no sense because I've always heard that the internet in that area was like the best in the world. But okay.
Every single person from the UK I've dealt with has spotty internet.
Yeah, they're weird. But
You have to remember, Sax is in the UK. He's not in Denmark.
yeah, he's in the UK, so never mind. You're
The
right.
Line
I forget because I don't know why. Because maybe I'm just a dumbass.
Red Hulk is defending alignment. Actually, I think the 9-point alignment was pretty much introduced just to justify the Paladin.
You hate paladins.
I like some Paladins.
I love them.
If I roll
Paladins can be
and
fun.
decide I'm going to be like a lawful good anything, I'll choose a basic fighter and play him like a paladin, but not be a paladin. I mean, literally, I would rather do anything than be a paladin.
Well, at least the Paladin is a specific thing. It's not like, say, the Cavalier, which has no business existing.
He's got you there, James. That's just a fighter.
I don't know why a guy who's playing in 2 and soon to be a 3rd game with me wants to antagonize me over the greatest character
Uh-oh.
class ever existing in AD&D, the Cavalier.
And I agree because
Well, goodbye, Flamingo's character.
He's going to get run over by a fucking Cavalier is what's going to happen.
in some games they call the Cavalier a knight.
Mhm.
Who wouldn't want to be a knight?
But it's specifically Chevalier. You know what I mean? It's specifically the French concept of the knight, right? Where all the
Right.
So the British had knights, but it wasn't until the French made them romantic that we got what we consider knights today. Like, as much as I like to shit on the French, and
I
let me
mean,
tell
it's
you,
got armored thugs
mwah.
that just
You know.
roll around and force people to pay taxes or get their head
Yeah,
pleated.
yeah, exactly. Until the idea of chivalry comes along, which is a fully French creation. Let's be
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah.
The knights were just fucking heavily armored goons. You know what I mean? They were just like, "Oh, I am Sir Bobble-a-lot, and I think I'll let your daughter that pie and that cow. Thank you very much." You know, and he's got like 8 guys with him going, "Yeah, you're a fucking farmer. What are you gonna do? I got a pitchfork." I'm like, "No, here, have my daughter. Have the cow pie." You know, like, what are you gonna do? Then when you have the whole idea of, all right, listen, assholes, we have to help people. We have to treat women with respect. We got to do this. Crown, country, God, all that matters. You know, I'm like, oh. And now go fight in Venice.
And you're right. That was the French that decided to romanticize or add the romance to the idea of the armored knight. Not that it helped them when they encountered British longbows in the mud, but still.
Sadly. But it did help them in Turkey when there was a great battle. I can't remember what year it is, where they were fighting fucking Turks. And there were like 10 French knights in full plate armor that were there. And the Turks were trying to beat on them all fucking day. And only one guy died because he got knocked over and they dogpiled him and drowned him in the mud. Like, it was the only way otherwise these guys are just walking through the battlefield as Turks are hitting them all fucking day long. I mean, you got to admire that shit. That shit's kind of cool.
Yeah.
When the tech levels aren't exactly
Well,
It's Traveler, right?
That happened a couple times. There was one time where I think it was Richard Lionheart and like 900 knights versus thousands upon thousands of Saracens.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, the Saracens are on light horses with little round shields and their little sabers. And the British knights were wearing like 2 coats of mail. And
Yeah,
I saw a private message. Is your brother in the back, or was that Leth?
I thought it was Sax getting back.
There's Haas saying
I see a
hi, and
Haas.
I see a Haas saying hi, but then I see Timmy. Timmy!
No, Haas going
Yeah, that's
first and then turned into Darth Vader.
Okay.
Actually, not Darth Vader. He turned into Soundwave. And then, so he left because his internet's sketchy.
yeah.
And
It happens where we're from.
well, yeah, that's why Saladin was a genius, because he lured the heavily armored knights out into the middle of the desert with no water. And that's basically what wiped them out. The fact that they were discombobulated, dying of thirst,
Inbred,
at all sides.
kind of
Had
arrogant.
those
stupid.
dumbasses just stayed in Jerusalem, that would never I mean, who knows? You know.
Corrupt, incapable of winning the hearts and minds of the locals. You know,
Well,
America.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that.
You know, America.
I mean, but when you conquer Scythian, the first thing you do is go in and massacre like almost everybody in the city. Those that survive it sometimes will hold a grudge.
You think?
Yeah. It's
You know
such
why
a
the-
long time to get to
Oh,
that
Jesus.
point, but yeah,
Really?
I think
Really? All right, get comfortable. You feel better now? You showed the world your ass. You feel good? Yeah. Well, this is the World War II and the liberation of France, right? Sadly,
He was working- He was
American
working on it.
soldiers, there you go. American soldiers were sadly drinking, fighting, raping French women. They were kind of being pricks, whereas the Canadians had a strict rule. You do any of this shit, we shoot you. Like, that was the rule for the Canadian soldiers. So the Canadian soldiers going through France were like really, really well behaved and rebuilding the towns as they went, because they're also the mentality under the Canadian rule was, we need to prepare them in case the Germans do an end run around us somehow and get back here. So we're going to give them guns. What my uncle told me, because he was in the North Shore Regiment from New Brunswick, he landed on Juno Beach and all that fun stuff. He hates the French. And even though every year they'd fly him over for the events and his whole family and the whole 9 yards, but he hates them. I said, why? He says, because we would fucking fix their towns, make sure the well was good, make sure the, whatever power systems they had were running, and then we had to move on because it's time to go. And we'd give them guns and they'd throw them in the fucking wells and make us say, you have to stay. And we'd be like, no, we're leaving. Keep these guns to defend yourselves. And so he fucking hates the French because he just thinks they're a cowardly people at the core of his being. Well, he's dead now, but at the time, like, he never had anything nice to say about them.
Eric, you made an allegation that as an American, I feel I have to respond to.
Go right ahead.
Is it grapage if you don't understand them?
Oh, wow. Now, that's it in Japan.
France, and let's be honest, our genetic input probably made them way better than they were.
Now, I will give you guys one thing. In Japan, you guys were on fucking well behaved in Japan. When you guys landed in Japan, there was none of the shenanigans from Europe. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's because they had seen the shenanigans in Europe, and like the Admiralty and the generals were like, all right, assholes, we're not doing this here.
Red Hulk disagrees.
Oh, there may have been court martials for those who got caught, but the point is that it happened. That's the point, Red Hulk. It's not.
I will not say that in the course of hundreds of thousands of GIs running all over Europe, no one got anything.
Yeah.
It was probably a little bit more rare than you would think. And I also would think that a lot of those hookups, that French lady was probably way down with it.
Oh, I don't know. Listen, there was plenty of lying going on at the same time, guaranteed, right? And also, some
I'm
of
not
the
even
girls.
saying lying. I'm just saying, she saw a GI and was like, "Yeah, put it in me, buddy."
Yeah, and then when the family found out, no, I didn't want that. Oh, like that happened.
But
too.
because
true,
I
too.
watched Fat Electrician, he's talking about In the Mood, which was the real name of the tank Fury.
Okay.
And at one point, they destroyed a German train.
Mhm.
And to their surprise, the train cars were full of nothing but lingerie and perfume. So they loaded up all of their tanks with lingerie and perfume. And when they got to Belgium, they just started handing out lingerie and perfume to all the women. And then they were supposed to move on to fight battle, but their commander is like, we can't actually find all of our men because it turned out they all went home with different women.
and let's be honest, there was probably a fair number that were like suddenly dressing up like French women and going, "I've had enough of this war." I've got lingerie and perfume.
Like Klinger, yeah,
Like
these are-
clingers, exactly.
But they had missions that set them back for like 3 days, rounding up all these tankers who had basically plied these women with wine, lingerie, and perfume.
Yeah. Listen, there's gonna be stories, positive, negative. I like the fact that the Canadian command literally just told our boys, "We catch you doing this, looting, you're being shot. You're being given a fast court martial. You're being dragged out and getting a bullet."
Are freaking polite.
Yeah, except when we fight.
Yeah, the Canadians were feared by the Germans
Look,
because
Bear,
they were
I've got an
brutal.
issue.
The
I've got-
Geneva suggestions.
Canadians are
The
like.
Geneva suggestions.
Yeah.
What do you want? Come on.
Oh, you're hungry?
I was gonna
Don't
say
get it.
the
Don't
Geneva
want
Convention.
to-
We're like the Geneva
Hey,
suggestion.
here's some soup. Hey, here's some soup. Send more soup. Hey, here's a grenade in a soup can.
That seems to me slightly
Uh-oh.
dishonorable.
Come on. Hey, it's the middle of the
I
night.
love reading about the
Let's-
Canadians. What the fuck happened to those guys?
No, the Christmas shit. That was the best. Like that was our darkest shit we did was the Christmas shit. The British and the Germans are playing soccer in no man's land and all so happy. The game's like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. Come on, let's do that. And the Germans like, oh, good, we play soccer. Fucking idiots. What's wrong with you? We're in a war. We're not nice people.
Beautiful.
No.
Chef's kiss.
No,
We're not nice people when it's wartime. I'm just sorry.
That's how you're supposed to
What
be.
do
You're
you
never
expect
supposed to be
from
nice
such a
in war.
warlike people, though. Honestly,
Sorry?
I said, what could anyone expect from such a warlike people? Anyway,
We're so warlike. We're just fucking killing each other in the
dude,
streets.
there wasn't a week since the first British guy set foot in Canada that you guys weren't killing somebody.
That is fair. And that's why we love hockey. That's why we love hockey, because we get to work that shit out, you know?
Okay,
You
so
know,
what the fuck
because it's
happened
like,
in
well,
76?
first we got to wipe out all these Indians. Oh, French.
No.
are here. Like
Wipe
some
them
more
out. No.
within.
We talking about wipe them out. That was you guys. We were like, first we got to impregnate and marry all these Indians. And then like, the French women are
Some
like,
of them.
these French guys suck. Let's go hook up with the Mohawk boys. Like, it's crazy.
Some of them, yes.
A lot
Some
of
of the
them.
tribes, you were absolutely like, we're going to
Now-
be friends with these guys, but these guys over here are getting fucked.
So in Quebec, we have a thing, this hero of the French colonization called Dollard des Ormeaux, DDO, Dollard des Ormeaux. And he is famous for having warned Hochelaga, or Montreal at the time, of the impending native uprising that was coming to burn it, so they were able to rally their troops and fortify and defend the city, the colony, against the natives. What's usually left out of that story, and there's a neighborhood in Montreal called Dollard des Ormeaux, by the way, that's how popular he is, was that the reason the natives were pissed was because Dollard des Ormeaux and his boys were raiding their fur traps and stealing their fur and raping their women. So he antagonizes them, then runs home going, they're coming, they're mad, they're going to kill everybody. And now he's a fucking hero.
Let's not bicker and argue about
Red
who
Hulk.
killed who.
Red Hulk, I would agree 99%. I'm sure Bear's right, and I pointed it out 1%. Yes, there was probably, like in that one movie, there was probably the Telly Savalas guy that was just an evil fucker. But I mean, it's not like it's hard to get in a French woman's pants anyway. So after you've just liberated them, well, let's be honest, they were all banging the Germans before we showed up. So I mean,
Well,
really, who cares?
And given what time of the war and all that kind of stuff, if you were getting in that German's pants, you need to bring a machete to cut through the shrubs and the underbrush. I mean,
French, yeah, right. I mean, look at that one lady that's like famous for purses. She spent the whole war like blowing a German officer in a hotel. It's like, and then at the end, she's like, "Oh no, I was gathering intelligence." Like, no.
and feeding it to the resistance.
Gathering
Yeah,
intelligence.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like no.
The Dutch, man, the Dutch shaved those bitches' heads and put them outside the village. Eh?
Dutch
Yeah.
were incredibly harsh. If you showed any sort of whatever, you were.
But they love Canada because we showed up like assholes and really fucked with the Germans in Holland. Like, you want to talk about the darkest shit we did in World War II? Look at the liberation of the Netherlands. That's where Canada was just like, yeah, let's kill everybody. Every fucking high kraut. Like, we were bad there. They called us the
Well, I mean,
ladies
you
from
know,
hell
shit
because
has
of the
to
Black
happen.
Watch.
Right? It had to
Sorry,
happen.
what?
That's just how it goes.
Well, the Black Watch wore kilts. And so the Germans started to refer to them as the ladies from hell because of how savage and brutal they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not nice. Everybody thinks we're nice. We're not nice.
No.
We're just sedate.
It's okay. We don't
Yeah,
want you
no.
to be nice.
That's why you guys keep calling us your attic. We're going to start unloading the attic on you someday. Just like, look what we found in the attic.
Attic.
Whatever.
Yeah, I never heard
Basement.
I like the attic.
of attic.
Yeah.
So if you come to the northern states, in the southern states, you call us the Hat. In the northern states, they call us America's Attic. That's how I've seen it, because everybody in the South always calls us the Hat, and everybody I know from like New York State and shit like that refers to us as the attic.
Well, I mean, who cares about a few Yanks and what they say?
I would agree with Les.
I can't remember who it was. It was Dave something. It was the columnist who said Canada, they're very, very polite. And if you live along the northern border, you're very, very nice to them because we all live in fear of that one winter where we wake up in the middle of the night and hear millions of pairs of skates heading our way.
They're like, well, I guess it's going to be. Well, the good news is your whole country could move into like North Dakota and we wouldn't notice.
That is fair. That is fair.
You guys
That
live
is
in
fair.
that 2 mile stretch along the border.
Yeah, but here's the one problem though. If we did that, all the electricity would turn off on the eastern seaboard because no
Well,
one
you'd
would be
have
there to
to
manage
leave
the
some people
plants.
behind to keep that
You know?
going.
Okay, if you will do that favor for me to shut down New York City, because I don't want to hear about Zodan Mandrami anymore.
It's gonna go from Maine all the way to the tippity bottom of Florida, buddy. You guys buy all our electricity on the eastern seaboard.
You're making me think about whether it's worth it or not.
Will James?
And also, I wasn't talking about invasion. I was just saying if you guys all want to move to North Dakota, you could.
Actually, we'd
You
take
should.
the Upper Peninsula. We'd happily take the Upper Peninsula off your hands.
Dude, the Upper
I
Peninsula is
think the
beautiful.
Upper Peninsula really should belong to Wisconsin, but I don't know what happened there.
I think it should belong to Canada, but that's neither here nor there.
We'll give you Minnesota, but get rid of the Somalis.
We're not taking Minnesota. We'll take the Upper Peninsula. You can keep Minnesota and you can keep your Somalis.
UP is very nice.
Upers are great people. I love Upers.
Well, I was just saying the property, the land up there is very nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
If you
It's
like
absolutely
camping,
beautiful.
You're an outdoorsman. UP is,
Mhm.
I mean, fishing and hunting big ass deer. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Like 170, 200-pound deer. Holy fuck.
yeah, it's
Yum.
very nice.
Yum, Mr. Stallone.
But you can only get to it like when the wind is relatively calm. Because
Ooh, someone got all American and started yelling about being the 51st state. Look at that. I love you guys. We've kicked your ass twice. We'll do it a third time. Bring it on.
Only good thing out of Canada was Rush. That's not true, Red Hawk.
Yeah,
Nickelback.
Rush sucks.
Sit back. I'm going to watch the Nickelback Rush fight.
Red Rider was great. They come from Canada.
I know a lot of hot blonde girls out
Okay,
of
wait a
Canada.
minute.
I'm just going to say that Canadian blonde-haired women. Yeah.
Look, a couple times in like 1800 something, the Canadians and their British allies managed to get over on us. Just let them have it. I mean, why even argue?
Yeah.
So
Just
here's the thing. I have a buddy of mine. I've told you this before. He's a Army Ranger, right?
Mhm.
Did his tours in the Middle East, did Mogadishu, did the whole 9 yards. He was all over that shit.
Yeah.
He did his winter warfare training in Canada, which is where you guys do your winter warfare training. We come up and he said best. He goes, we arrived and we're like, what the fuck are these Canadians going to teach us? And then you showed us how to make barricades out of logs and ice that can withstand direct artillery fire. And it's like, yeah, we're kind of good at that shit. And he said it best. He goes, we'll take your cities in a week. We'll never get you out of the woods. It'll be the longest protracted guerrilla war in the possible history of the fucking world because you guys will
It
just
could take
meld into
generations.
the wilderness. Yeah, it would too, because that's exactly what we do. Dude, during the last sovereignty vote in Quebec in the 90s, the RCMP and the Canadian Armed Forces were well aware that Native North Americans, First Nations, who had been trained as rangers and stuff like that in the U.S. Army, but were living in Canada, were up north with radios listening for the results of the referendum, and if it went that Quebec was going to separate, these guys were going to blow up all the hydro lines. Okay, like they were just set to do it. And when the fucking media found out, and they were having a press conference, and some idiot reporter had to go, well, why didn't you do something about it? The fucking guy talking looked and went, how the fuck do you expect us to find 100 native guys in the great north of Quebec? In that trees and woods, what do you expect we're going to do? How do you think we're going to do that? You know, and it's like, yeah, that's exactly the thing. with
Well, to be
Canada.
fair, especially if they were also trained to be rangers.
Oh yeah, these guys were badasses, man. These guys were
I mean,
absolute
so,
badasses.
I mean, I only had one native in my platoon when I went through training. His name was Holly.
Yeah.
And he had I told you about that accent they all have, that kind of
Yeah.
the way they talk. Really good guy. He was like didn't believe in government or that he should have a driver's license or any of that shit. He come from like way north Montana, and he was a good soldier. You know, like hardship didn't bother him. It was like normal shit. You know, so.
Anyway, the point is that
I found a bunch of Mohawks out in the middle of the snow.
People yelling and beating their chests aside, how about we just go, wait them out while they live off the fucking land. Yeah, wait them out. Good plan. I don't think you understand what Canada is, sir.
No.
Wait them out a century later. You know, like, fuck.
You don't want to do that.
Anyway, the point is, look, all chest beating aside, all bullshit. We're brothers. We love each other. And even though we sometimes fight with each other, we do love each other. And pray to God, there is never a time where our two nations have to go to war ever again.
There never will be.
Yeah.
Well, these days it's getting
will
scary. Both our governments are kind of fucking
Only way
crazy
we're
right
going to
now.
war is if you invade us. You're never invading us.
Oh, God, no. We don't invade anybody.
And
I
we're
think
never
right
invading.
now. I think right
Yeah,
now
there's
it's like the most reflective time where we're kind of echoing back to the Spanish Civil War, and there were some other events in the world going on around that. And I think the Spanish Civil War, if we look at that and we figure out what we want to do next, we can possibly avert disaster. I hope so.
We'll see. No first world nation has ever been good at fucking learning from their mistakes. Ever.
Nope.
Sorry.
We don't do that.
No, the Canadian Prime Minister did not make it illegal to hike in the woods. Certain provinces that are dealing with excessive forest fires decided to do that, like a bunch of dumbasses, and they've been eating shit in the media for months over it because
Good.
they didn't want people out there potentially starting forest
Or
fires.
like
And then
smoking.
it wasn't even the fucking forest fire fighters came out and went, "Are you stupid? That's not what causes the majority of forest fires." Like, we're dealing with like droughts, we're dealing with lightning storms, we're dealing with a lot of stuff that's beyond just humans in the woods. Please,
Right.
oh yeah, they've gotten retarded about that. Our government, this fucking country needs a flush badly.
Well, because
Yours
I
and
can't
ours both.
imagine wanting to live in Canada if I couldn't go for a hike. I mean,
I heard
'cause
something this week
Canada,
that-
where I would live would probably be like in Saskatchewan or something.
Beautiful place.
And
You can watch your dog run away for 3 days. It's amazing.
and
Yeah,
it's-
no, he ain't coming back.
the whole point of being there would be so that you could walk around and look at shit and maybe shoot deer.
Well, then maybe go to Alberta. So there's some mountains on the west
Alberta.
side. you can look
Alberta,
at.
okay, Yukon.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But Saskatchewan, flat as fuck. I've been there. I'm not
So
kidding.
outlawing like one of the best things about being Canadian seems pretty stupid.
Well, but this is the problem. We've had successive nanny state governments all across the country, right? Where they're going to tell us how to live our lives because they're all basically World Economic Forum cunts, right?
Right.
So it's just like we need a flush. And now Carney is fucking up so badly. Our postal system just went bankrupt. We've got strikes breaking out all across the country. He's going to table his first budget soon, and that's going to get a vote of non-confidence hard. And he doesn't have what Justin had, which was Justin had the NDP backing him up. So whatever he did, the NDP would back him, so they could never defeat that government because they had enough votes to win at that point in time. Carney doesn't have the NDP on his side, and all the parties now smell the blood in the water. So as soon as the Conservatives table a vote of non-confidence for the next budget, everyone's going to jump on that shit. It's going to be by
Well, you forgot also that he had really nice hair. He was handsome. The ladies liked him. I mean, the ladies
Handsome.
like
handsome.
Well, at least you're not Britain.
No, holy fuck. Dax, you live there. What the fuck is going on in your country?
I'm trying to catch up on that. It's a fucking clusterfuck. You've got Labour having like a 5-hour long, like, here's the state of our party. We don't know what the fuck's going on. We need to unify. We've got Reform coming out of the woods going, deport all immigrants. I'm like, what? All of them. It's like, Jesus Christ. You've got the Conservatives who have, I don't know what they've been doing. They deserve to be down on the ground. It's shit. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Is Chuckles going to pull the trigger? Or is he just going to
Justin
continue to
did
be a
do
pussy?
blackface, but honestly, I don't
Twice.
care.
He did it twice, actually.
I think people are too sensitive about that shit. I mean, no one gets mad when the Wayans brothers dress up like white chicks. We think it's
Well,
fun.
that's the Marxism coming in, right? Because it's all about who has power as opposed to what actually happened, which is the silliness of the Marxist society.
And actual black people that talk about it did not care about Iron Man dressing up like an old Vietnam soldier in blackface. No one gave a shit. They thought he was like the best part of the movie. Boy, you never go full retard. That's where you messed up. You know, I like, what do you mean, you people?
Still one of the
No,
best.
what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, you people? Exactly. Yeah. I didn't.
I didn't
like
remember
that
what he
movie.
looked like anymore because he'd had so many surgeries. Like,
I
But
never liked that
anyway,
movie as much as
so I
everybody
don't
else. did.
care if Justin in college, while probably drinking a shit ton of maple syrup and whiskey, decided to paint himself up away. Who cares? I
You
mean,
know how it is when they drink that syrup. They get all antsy in the pantsy.
get antsy in the pantsy, and when you mix freaking whiskey with it, I mean, geez,
That's called sortilage. It's delicious.
yeah, you're gonna have issues. Things are gonna happen.
I'll send you a bottle someday. This
I
maple whiskey
couldn't drink it; it would
sortilage.
kill me.
You can't send alcohol in the mail in the U.S.
I used to be diabetic. I don't want to do that again.
Okay, fair enough.
I had to lose,
Which
a
is
lot
bullshit.
or die. You know.
Well, we don't have a postal service right now, so fuck it. Who cares?
I have a solution. I know to fix Marvel.
Wow.
Well, it would have been better than what they did.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that movie, that's a good movie. But well, Sax, are you worried that when they're screaming "deport everyone," they mean you too?
Actually, I am. I actually am, because the specific wordings that they are going through. So what? Just to briefly explain how it's been happening. When immigrants were coming in and we had Brexit happening, you then had to basically go in and say, hey, I would like to apply to get settlement status, which is basically saying you're an immigrant, you've settled here, you're now integrated, and you need to have like 5 years of having paid taxes and contributed to society before they would look at your case. Fine, I had that. I've applied for it. I've passed. This is what they are now going for, is that they now want to open up the entire thing and look at what's referred to as the Boris wave, which is going all the way back to COVID, which is me. So that means all the people who've come in from that period onwards, they're probably going to go for those who are who have entered illegally first. But the way that the government here has been working and the way that they've been putting forward their legislation, it means that they're going to open it up wider than that. They're not going to be focused on the people just coming over on the boats. It means that I can potentially actually have my case be reviewed, whether or not what will be done. And to top it all off, they are also saying that they want to go in the direction of removing these. Again, I've got settled status, which means that I'm allowed to have access to the national health services. I'm allowed to have a lot of the other, social benefits.
Yeah, like in
Like
America, it'd be called naturalized. You're natural.
Exactly.
Yeah, in Canada, we call it permanent residency.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got the permission to have the same benefits as another Brit, which means I can apply for unemployment benefits and all these other things. That is being discussed, being taken away if Reform, which is the party led by Nigel Farage, if they come in, this is some of the things that they want to basically say, no, if you've got the settlement status, you don't get to have the right for that. So my alternative for that is that I then have to go down and look at having dual citizenship. And to take the test for that, it is going to cost me £1,500 to take that test. That is the upfront fee.
That's like over $2,000 in American, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
The pound is worth a little bit, quite a bit more actually, I think.
But that is the cost for taking the test. I can still fail the test,
and they keep your money anyway.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed to pass. You can't pay your way into this. You just have to pay for the privilege of preparing for that, and you're then going to have to study and prepare for it. It can take up to 2 years.
Saxius, I've got some bad news for you, bro.
Yeah, I might.
If you get deported, no one is going to riot or cry for you
I know that I'm aware of.
because
So
you're
listen,
just
this
not
is
the right type of person.
this is a Hail Mary, Saxes. I don't know if it'll work. But on the day they come to deport you, make sure the media knows, and then you put shoe polish all over your face.
Wow. Do your best Moroccan.
And then and as they're carting you out the door, just keep screaming at the top of your lungs, George Floyd, no justice, no peace. George Floyd, no justice, no peace. And
It
you're
could
still gonna
work.
get deported. And you're gonna look like an idiot when you get back to Denmark. They're gonna be like, really? You're gonna be like, hey, it was a plan. But fucking Greta Thunberg is gonna be on your side, sir. That dirty little Swede.
Wait, I'm gonna be supported by a Swede or Norwegian. I don't know if I like this.
Wait a minute. No, just deport me. I'm good.
Exactly.
Didn't she just get kicked out of her own flotilla?
I
I don't know. I
I
don't
heard
follow
she
her
got
whole
kicked
thing.
off 2 boats.
Yeah.
She's been
Yeah.
kicked off 2 boats.
Why? Because she stinks? What?
She doesn't take a lot of personal lather time in the shower. Second, when she smells. And secondly, is that she's such a fucking undesirable person to have around because her attitude is shit.
The
Go
deuce, you
figure.
say.
Go figure.
There was a funny incident a couple years ago when she was out on one of her little boat trips. A German oil tanker found out her route and they were going by it. They spray painted across the entire tanker, "Fuck you, Greta," and they like steamed past her and waked her and nearly turned her boat over.
I love when one of they almost lit, well, they did light their boat on fire because they don't know how to fucking use a flare gun. That was my favorite bit of the recent run.
Well, she is not known for being a genius. I think that's part of the thing.
Look at her face. She has birth issues. Like, I'm telling you, that girl is not right. You know what I mean?
no.
Something
I think-
happened there.
Okay.
I think it's been pointed out in several other videos where some of the reactions when you see her live. She doesn't like loud noises when it's not her. There are other things that goes on that give signs that there's definitely something.
Yeah.
And that it's believed to be the parents that are causing the guidance for all of this.
It
I
is
will
what it
say
is.
this: the one like 6 months ago when they had her in handcuffs dragging her off, I couldn't help but notice because she was wearing like a really baggy shirt that she's got a pretty nice rack though.
I knew where this was going.
Bear,
I was like,
Bear just starts shaking his head. He's like, "You're
You
coming."
know what? She looks a little retarded, but those titties ain't retarded.
exactly. I don't need her titties to do math, man.
Oh, the boat was sinking probably because they did something stupid and sunk.
Well,
it.
they hit themselves with their own flares on one boat.
I mean, these are not.
Flare
They're
straight up.
the country's best people. They're not sending their best. I don't know what they're doing.
You know how
I don't know if you know, but they're not the best people. They're not sending the brightest. They're
Whenever we-
sending
Oh, yeah, Trump-
interesting titty retards. That's what
we're launching colony ships into space. We're not going to have guys like me on it. We might not even have guys like Bear or Saxies on
Okay,
it.
wait.
We have super geniuses.
She's a bad shipmate, according to Coochie.
Did you?
We're going to have the
What
best of
was
the
your-
best. These people on the colony ships have to be fucking good. Otherwise, we just have no longevity.
I
no
see. I
smarts.
disagree.
too.
The people who design all the material they take with them need to be the best of the best, but we need to send like 500 fucking rednecks, like Appalachians, Ozarks. Just get like the craziest people and send them there. They'll fucking tame Mars real quick. They'll be like, if there's
And
life
I
on Mars,
guarantee
they'll
you,
find
Bruce.
it, hunt it, and eat it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, let's
I
go.
guarantee you, Bruce, there will be septic tanks that need worked on.
I know.
And a scientist with 20 degrees that studied astrophysics, he don't want to do that.
You didn't
So they're
know
going
how
to
either.
send you, and they're going to send a block mason, some electricians.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a bunch of work. They'll be scientists, but they'll be workmen.
Yeah.
We're just there to make sure that the shit don't fall apart and everybody die. I got that from some sci-fi writer that was actually talking about colony ships and how they filled them full of blue-collar workers and shit because they were like, if they land on an inhabitable world, these dudes know how to build shit.
You know what kind of air you can get in a monster truck with 1/3 gravity?
Pretty much. But that was the whole point of the thing. They landed on some world and they had like an auto wood mill kind of tool thing, and they just started building houses and shit. And then like the leaders who were in control of guiding the ship, they were all the astronauts. But like everyone else was just random dudes
They're
that had a skill, and that's probably who I'd be like,
I've heard something about Mars. I've heard that we have found on our readings and sensor probes of Mars, like the exterior of the planet, not a whole lot of activity. But we're finding methane and CO2 will vent from cracks inside the planet. And some people are thinking that there's somebody under the surface and they're just blowing out like bad air. Don't know.
Bruce, the toilet's not working. Get your ass to Mars.
I don't want.
Come on, Lal, it's backing up. It's making it smell bad. Come on.
That is hilarious.
I popped the tank earlier today. I thought I was going to vomit. I haven't vomited on a tank for like 18 months. I usually have a strong stomach to it. I can wade through anything. But today I popped this tank and it was like rotten eggs, old rice, old sausage, fucking kids' diapers, and like just the nastiest smells you could. A decaying Santa Claus from last Labor Day. It was horrible. It was the worst. And I'm like,
this is my.
I don't usually do that.
It's going to be my show pretty soon because he's going to drop out and I'll switch over into leadership positions.
Yeah.
Great. At which point we're going to talk all. What are we going to talk about? Let's see. I'm about to be in
Canadian syrup.
Yeah,
Canadian syrup. What the fuck is Canadian syrup?
Yeah, I had somebody say, "What's that maple moonshine?"
Yep.
That you guys.
There is no maple moon. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
What's that?
What could who
The whiskey and the syrup, man.
Yeah, that's called sortilage. That's a whiskey they make,
Sortilage,
and
yeah.
then they add maple syrup to it. It's
Okay.
delicious, but it's not moonshine.
Or to lie.
The only Canadian moonshine that we have that has a name attached to it is Screech, which is from Newfoundland, and that shit'll make you blind.
We
Welcome
have
back,
sugar
James.
stuff in Kentucky.
It is exactly as Bear predicted.
Yep.
All right, since I'm in charge, we're going to talk about why Star Trek is the greatest franchise in the history of the thing, and I'm going to play some AI music and kill all your fucking viewers. It'll be great.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I've got Trekkies that show up.
It's an ongoing joke on my channel, dude. Sorry, what?
I don't think Canadian men have it in them to fight. Too busy taking orders from Olivia Chow. Toronto.
So
No,
again,
that's Toronto.
as
Not
as
good.
always, as I've traveled this country coast to coast, don't confuse the rest of fucking Canada for Toronto.
Martian
That's
cows creating
a-
methane.
Big mistake.
The craziest Canadian food at Bear.
There's some crazy shit. Beaver tails are pretty fucking awesome, but you'll get diabetes eating them, that's for sure. What else? I don't know. I don't think we really do crazy so much. Like there's a French ancestry, but we just eat the same shit the French eat, so it's that as crazy as the French get. Really, I don't know.
I know that there's some hillbillies that live in those northern states close to you. I've seen their video, and those guys do nothing but hunt beaver to eat them.
Oh no, beaver tails aren't actually made from beaver, sir.
No, I'm saying
It's-
these guys eat beavers.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, and you know what? I eat beaver too, with my college years. But anyway, the point is that what I'm talking about is a delicious.
I mean the animal.
I know.
That took me a second.
Yeah. This guy,
He's
Bear was
naive.
on the comedic side of the bed today.
No, it's just yeah.
I was on the other side that I'm sometimes on, where I just fucking fight with people. Which one do you want?
We
James?
just throw up and yell at me for an hour. about
take your pick. I've never yelled at you.
Nanaimo
Stalker
bars.
bullshit.
I don't know.
Nanaimo. So Nanaimo bars are from Nanaimo, British Columbia. It's basically a coconut and chocolate bed, then this sort of meringue sweet cream center, and then a thick layer of chocolate over top of that. And you cut them into squares.
Ah,
That's
They're not bad, but I hate coconut, so my mom would always make them without coconut for me, and I was like, yay.
All right. Time for me to sleep.
No,
Is it bedtime over there in the Europe?
It is bedtime.
well, I salute you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Take care.
Good night, Sax.
Bye.
Hope you don't get deported. Also,
James, I'm calling bullshit. I've never come on here and yelled at you for an hour, you lying sack of hillbilly.
I am lying, but that's okay because
Yeah,
I'm
but
smiling.
people will believe you. That's the problem. People will go like, I Bear was yelling at James. It's like, I was
Chris
not.
Pine is the best Kirk Cucci. I'll ban your ass
Yeah, seriously, I'll
for
fight you.
saying that.
I just got
Get out of here.
I had,
No,
I
the
broke
craziest
gel
thing
caps out
that
of the
I've
car.
ever ate.
They're a
What the
solid
hell's going on?
gelatinous cube.
What's up, Doc?
What? Your mic's too far up. We can't hear you.
Just got a thing of ibuprofen. I got the gel caps because that's all they had. I left them in the car overnight. It's a solid gelatinous cube now.
That don't mean take all of them.
Okay,
Yeah, do you-
there is a story like this from World War II in Finland. There was.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
The guy that took like a whole handful of meth and walked like 150 miles to
it was like
Yeah.
3 weeks.
He didn't sleep for like 12 days.
Had a
Hey, he just-
Rusty
He
Hart-
talked about just like blacking out and then just like waking up and seeing like a bunch of enemies chasing after him and everything, and he's just like,
He skied right into like 2 different German camps, not realizing where he was.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit!
not German, Russian.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Rusty.
think he was fighting Russians, but
Yeah, he
either
was
way,
fighting Russians. The Germans would have been friendly for him.
yeah, that'd have been a good deal for him. Germans like the Finns, but
Then he got into like a enemy camp and blew himself up on a mine, or not a mine, but a bomb,
the best
and survived.
Kirk is obviously Shatner.
I have to agree.
I mean, even if he isn't in all the best, even if you can argue that Deep Space Nine might have had a better episode here or there, I mean, Kirk is still Kirk. I mean,
Well,
It
we're
is
talking about
what
the
it
best Kirk, and there's only very few options on that.
now
If
if
you're
you
talking
start
about
talking
that
about the
captain,
best captain, then you can start talking about Sinclair, the guy from Enterprise. You know.
Sinclair's Stargate. That's not.
Oh, sorry.
That's Babylon 5.
Cisco.
Babylon 5.
Cisco
Cisco.
Cisco, yeah.
starts with that.
Also, I do not like what they did with Enterprise, so I would say
Ryan
he's not great.
Crisco. But the actual Chris Pine Star Trek, the problem with that is they took Star Trek and tried to make it into a stupid action movie instead of actual
was that,
Star
Bear?
Trek, which is supposed to have a little bit more depth to it.
I got to show you something, James. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Sorry, just because I was a bouncer, like there's a part of me that just went, "Oh my fuck, he killed him." But here, I'm gonna share it. Let me know when you're ready to pop it up, and I'll hit play.
Okay.
36 seconds of your life. Oh, there's gonna be sound. I don't know if there's vulgarity, so I apologize in advance.
Let me find it because I hit it and then it told me it wasn't going to do it. Here it is. Let's add it to the whatever.
Wait for it. Watch.
That was a for real wrestling move.
I
Isn't that the move that like the Undertaker did to people?
I think so.
That's a sidewalk slam, a Saito sidewalk slam. That's fucking.
Yeah, but I
Saito
think
side suplex.
Undertaker or his
Yeah,
brother.
he does it with the hand around the throat when he does it. That's a choke slam. That was a Saito side suplex or a
Oh my
sidewalk
God!
slam.
I have a feeling there's a chance you could kill somebody doing that.
Yes,
There's an
on
excellent
concrete
chance
like
of killing
that.
Someone.
You could accidentally kill someone.
You
Like,
could
Holy fuck, man! Those two guys were like dogs. They didn't understand how much bigger the other guy was. Like, oh,
Well,
oh.
while that one is being visited by the other one in the hospital, they can discuss where they made poor life decisions.
They
Yeah.
won't.
You know?
They should.
They won't.
Like when you see a guy that's literally 5 times bigger than both of you put together, you don't want to back him into a corner.
Probably
Something's
time to
gonna happen.
not be a fighter.
You know, that guy looks like he might have. The big guy looks like he might have fought once or twice.
I don't have a D10 hit points. I only have a D8, sir. I'm a cleric.
The little guys look like they ran their mouth a lot and got by on that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that don't always help. Every now and then you run into that guy. As
Yeah,
Clint
that's-
Eastwood said in Grand
Red
Tour-
Hulk, let it fucking go, please. Like, just let it go,
which
please.
Yeah, dude.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, he's a Red Hulk. Regardless, it's not worth arguing about.
No.
I mean, if it's getting on Bear's skin, why do that? Bear's our
Because-
friend. We all love
Because
him.
it's fun for him. He wants
It's
to make
never going to happen, Red Hulk. We're not invading them.
look,
They're not
look, look,
invading us.
Like a 4D, the
So
4D
it's
guy.
not
He's
even
under
worth
the
talking
impression that
about,
I said Canada was better than the US, which I never fucking said.
Was that a Carnival cruise ship?
Oh! No,
Yeah, I think
that was
they have rules about things like that.
that was passenger boarding at Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, they had to pass some rules on Carnival about having
Did they?
drinks at the pool.
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit like that.
Really?
Can't play rap
Really?
music on Carnival Cruise.
Yeah, no more rap music. Because apparently, if you start playing gangster rap and getting drunk at the pool, it's only a matter of time before it turns into a freaking rap.
It's a felony that happens.
And people are just getting their asses thrown around and beat up. And you're on a big ship, so it's not like there's anywhere to go. But to quote this one black guy I watch all the time, this is why we can't have nice things.
Well, it's
And
just,
they agree. And like 90% of black guys agree. They
not
see
gonna get
this
into
hood
that.
rat activity and they're just like, no. Come
I'm
on.
telling you right now. Listen, I've worked too many years in production services. It's not maybe in the States you guys have that issue, but even here we had stupid white guys, we had stupid Asian guys, we had stupid brown guys, we had stupid guys of all fucking caliber who would cause shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a level. Look how short those guys were. There is a level of male that is like a fucking yappy dog. You know what I mean? They just gotta fucking keep barking and barking and barking until a big dog shuts them the fuck up. You know? And it
Well,
doesn't
your
matter what
boxers,
skin color they
you know
have.
about that. And
The
I
worst
used to
is-
get attacked in bars all the time.
I like
From
what
over.
Captain Gamer said. When I saw the video, I started thought, was this at a Waffle House?
No, if it's in a Waffle House, they'd all been white.
Yeah.
Let's not get it mixed up. Yeah.
They've all been rednecks.
Waffle House or meth heads at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But the worst thing is when the guy has a yappy fucking girlfriend.
Oh,
I have seen
about
so
this.
many fucking fights that would have been over. Like there would have been no fisticuffs, nothing if the bitch hadn't been there running her fucking mouth beside the guy.
Hey,
You know
My
what I mean?
boyfriend's gonna beat your ass.
hey, Bear. Remember the start to the wonderful movie, The Way of the Gun?
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck start your head.
Fucking Sarah Silverman.
Yep.
What do the four knuckles say to the face? Ask her.
My boyfriend's gonna beat your ass. She's got a big mouth, but she's right.
Yep.
So the first thing that dude does is just bust her nose wide open. They take an
I
ass,
still-
but they're sitting there laughing about it. 'Cause
I
they-
like that movie a lot, and there's one of the fucking my favorite lines in that whole thing is, "So you the brains of this outfit?" It's not really a brains kind of outfit.
They need more dads like that, choke slamming their asses. If they did, they'd be a little bit better behaved.
How about we just go with they need more dads?
Yeah, we could end it with that
I think that's the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
because it is a fact that all of the dudes that are doing great, almost every single one of them had a dad. You know, the ones you see on TV doing really good. I mean, it helps to have a dad. I had a great dad. He never beat me or anything because he could make me feel like shit just by showing disappointment. And that was worse than getting beat. I tell you, I'd rather tuck an ass whipping than
Absolutely.
get that Jewish disappointment from my pops. You know, like the Jewish guilt was laid on thick, and I'd just be like, "Oh my god." When did we get ice cream? I don't even know what that means.
James, when you watch the movie Lord of War, did you feel some part of that movie when the father for Nick Cage turned Jewish?
I thought it was kind of a weird flex, but whatever, you know, people do what they want to do. I wouldn't have agreed with it or suggested it, obviously, but you know, I wouldn't have told him no either, you know. It's like whatever. But I love my favorite part of Lord of War is when they arrest him and the guy's talking all that shit. And Nicolas Cage is like, here's what's going to happen. Here in a minute, you're going to get a knock on the door. And the guy's going to come in and tell you you did a great job. And he's going to tell you he's going to put you up for a promotion. And then he's going to tell you to cut me loose. And the guy's like, no effing. And sure as shit, guy with a big stack of freaking ribbons comes in.
Happens.
And because he tells him, he's like, you think I'm evil? He's like, well, I work for the same people, you do, and all that.
What movie is this?
Lord of War.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it.
Because it turned out Nick Cage ran guns for America too. Because sometimes America wants a bunch of AKs delivered to some South American country. Therefore, he was untouchable because, he had a lot of friends.
Sorry, James, just to answer the question about what a beaver tail is, I'm suggesting it's not a donut. I got an image I'm going to share here so you can see what the fuck they look like.
Okay.
They're a big, flat, fucking baked pastry loaded with fucking sugar. Like, that's what it is. That's a beaver tail. And they are loaded.
That
with
looks
sugar.
like a pancake just covered in toppings.
That's one way of looking at it. It's a deep fried pastry. They're delicious, but Jesus Christ, like you didn't want to touch
Actually,
the
that looks
whiskey.
like type 2 diabetes.
Yeah,
is.
I was about to say.
It is. And the ones we get here are about probably this big down in the old Port of Montreal. They're really big. Like, they're huge. And
No, thanks.
Those are what you eat
Too
when
much.
it's the middle of winter and you got to go out in the woods and do hard work. Start your breakfast with like 5,000 calories, so you'll be good all day.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
Yeah, there was
10,000.
There was a fake commercial on Futurama one time. I thought it was really funny for some kids' cereal. It's like, I don't know which I like better, original or type 2.
Yeah, it did look good. And that's one thing I think that gets ignored a lot of the time is Canada gets no respect for the fact that they do have actually better food than Britain. Like, having been to Canada, the Canadians actually do have some pretty good food.
I have to say, when I was in England, I had a lot of really good food.
The British can do like a roast and a Yorkshire pudding type thing with mashed potatoes and gravy pretty damn good, if that's what you're into. Or you can just get chicken tikka masala, which is their national dish. That's not live here. Look it up.
Oh, no. I love Indian food.
So do I.
Love it.
But yeah, the national dish is chicken tikka masala.
I did spend 9 years eating, Indian beaver, so,
Oh my God. It tastes like curry.
No, she was like, I gotta, because we worked where we worked. There was a lot of Indian people that worked there, and a lot of them had the smell, right? That curry smell. She never had that. Never. She was really, really. But this is the difference between Hindus and Sikhs, right? This is what you got to understand. Sikhs are an extremely clean people. They're extremely polite. They're extremely culturally flexible. We had a whole thing during the whole "Don't Say Merry Christmas" because it's there was a Sikh temple, a Gurdwara in Ontario, that put up a big sign that said "Merry Christmas" in front of the Gurdwara. So of course people were freaking out, and the CBC went and interviewed the guy from the temple, and he's like, "What? We say Eid Mubarak, we say Merry Christmas, we say Shana Tova. We celebrate the holidays of everyone because they're their holidays." And he was just like so practical. It was like watching the reporter have this face like, I can't spin this into hate. He just had this look on their face like, this is really pragmatic shit,
Yeah,
But I
pragmatism is pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the Sikh people as a general rule. I mean, look, they have their faults like any other culture, even various Canadian cultures or American cultures, but they're really, really on all fronts decent human beings, really. And like Canadians, don't piss them off.
Well, they're a warrior culture.
When they fight, they fucking fight. And being a bouncer in Vancouver, I'm telling you, there's more than a couple of times I went toe to toe with a big Sikh boy, and it was like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is going to be a long night. Just a long night.
They're a lot more respectful of women and stuff like that too when they go out in public.
They are and they aren't. The younger generation's getting a little gangster, which is a real fucking problem, But this is one of the problems that we have all across the world, which is the gangster influence is too high. And this is what we're talking about when we started. We're talking about heroes and cultural zeitgeist, right? The idea of the criminal being the hero leads to this gangster culture bullshit we see going outside of the ghetto and permeating all factors of youth. It's very dangerous.
Which, according to Thomas Sowell, started directly after the Civil War, when a lot of Southerners migrated to the North looking for work, and the Southerners become the hood rats.
Well, they brought it over from England,
competing with black people to be hood rats, and then the Southerners basically at some point went on to the suburbs, but the black people kept that Southern hillbilly redneck hood rat thing.
Well, they brought it over from England. It was a white thing in England. It was a lower class sheep herding culture. So, and it's the thing, if you look at herding cultures in general around the world, they're very macho, very concerned with being respected, keeping it real and all that shit. So basically the Southerners that wound up bringing that culture over from England handed it off, sad to say, to the slaves. And when the slaves were freed, that's what they thought they should behave like to be civilized. And it just continued from there. And that's what happened, sadly.
Yeah, Thomas Sowell writes a whole book on it. And the guy
he is insanely smart. That guy is insanely smart.
Love Thomas Sowell.
Bad Bunny, halftime show. I don't watch sports ball anymore anyway.
No, Bad Bunny's Catch Me Outside. How about that? Remember that girl from fucking Dr. Phil?
There's two Bad Bunnies at least.
Oh, okay. Which is the other Bad Bunny then?
Some sort of Arabian-ish rapper.
Oh, fuck off.
But
I don't make
here's what killed football for me. I've been a Kansas City Chiefs fan since '88. I've got a Christian Okoye jersey, the whole night.
Leaving, Bruce?
I gotta go. I'm sorry, man. My eyes are fucking dropping. So you all
catch you later, Bruce. Sleep well.
See you, Bruce.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Dean Powell. You know what no one in the world has ever uttered once in their life? Those Danes. They're some funny fucking people.
And
let's go see a Danish comedy tonight. Never.
The what was I thinking? Must not have been important. I forgot.
Anyway, I don't give a fuck what they're doing at the Super Bowl. I don't watch that fucking show. I don't give a shit.
Oh, now I remember when the one guy decided he started dating and maybe is going to marry Taylor Swift. I was like, I'm done.
I just don't give a fuck.
And they won 2 Super Bowls back to back, like a couple of years ago. You'd think I'd be happy. I'd be busting my Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare jersey out, but no. I'm just like, I don't even care about. You know what? My wife and I watch, because mainly her, hockey.
Hockey's great.
The wife is a hockey fan. I think it's because she did grow up quite a bit up in like Illinois near Chicago and stuff.
Can I give you a piece of advice then?
You can give me all the advice you want, man.
If you can get it on your, I don't know if your TV will have it. I know in Canada we have it, but I don't know if you guys will. Watch AAA and college hockey. Don't watch the NHL. You want to see guys playing their fucking hearts out. Like they play their.
That. People down here say the same thing, but about football. They say, don't watch the NFL. Watch college football.
Yeah.
And you'll see kids out there like putting all their heart into it.
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of when I was living in Pennsylvania. I went to a lot of minor league baseball games. It was so much more fun than going to a major league
We
game
had a
because
training
it
camp.
was just a ball game, and everybody was cool and chill. And
Dean, you can feel free to stop
You can-
loving me whenever you want. I've seen what Denmark does when it loves things. You can unlove me. Thank you.
Also, Dean, tell your country to get over the whole Greenland thing.
Yeah, technically it should be a part of Canada.
Uh-oh. Bear steps
Uh-oh.
into the ring. A wild bear has been found. Well, I don't know. We could split it.
We could split it in half.
There's a lot of it. You could have your
There is a lot of it. You are right.
We
There is
only
a lot
want
of
just
that.
a little bit to put submarine bases on so we can keep an eye on
Well, how
them.
about this? How about this? How about we take it, make it part of Canada, make it another territory, Greenland. So we've got a fourth territory, and we'll lease you at bargain rates locations to put your submarine bases under
I
our
think
NATO and North
America would
American
be
alliance.
fine with that.
I think that's
if
a great
only
deal.
we could rule our countries there.
If only.
Because I would go for that deal. I'd be like,
You know-
all
do you know
we
the,
wanna do is keep an eye on the Ruskies, make sure they're not getting anything under the North Pole.
Do you know the story of Hans Island?
oh yeah, that fucking rock with
No,
the
we're
flagpole.
So Hans Island is this tiny little fucking rock, maybe a kilometer in all directions. It's not very big. Up just in the north end, but in the strait between Greenland and the Baffin Island and all that stuff. And Denmark and Canada both claimed it for years. And every year they would send a ship, take down the Danish flag, and then leave some Canadian whiskey, put up a Canadian flag. Then the Danes would send over a ship, they'd take down the Canadian flag, put up a Danish flag, and leave some schnapps. And this went on for decades. And it was the most civilized rivalry in the history of the world. And then,
Right.
like 10 years ago or something, we agreed to split the island down the middle, and it stopped because both countries were tired of wasting resources.
See, you can't trust Canada and the United States to behave like that. Because Canada and the United States, somebody kills somebody's pig, we're looking at possibly World War III. on
No.
islands that no one is 100% sure who owns even.
Yeah,
or
let's talk
really
about
cared
let's-
about.
Let's talk about the British and islands no one cared about in sheep. The
Yeah.
Falklands.
Yeah, the Falklands. It's like no one gives a shit about the Falklands. Oh, you think you're going to take it from us? Oh, no. Oh, no. We're going to war. Freaking whatever. Yeah, but I just saw that story about, I guess, someone's pig broke out and got into somebody's cabbage patch and ate cabbage.
No, it was
So
potatoes.
the dude killed the pig, so then the guy who owned the pig was super pissed. And by the end of it, like the Royal Navy was there, Canadian forces were there, American forces were there, like standing off, just ready to start a war. And then we worked it out, and everybody.
Well, the
Yeah,
Falklands was a total clusterfuck on Argentina's part because the United States was ready to back their claim. The United States was ready to tell Britain, like, look, just give it to them. It's right off their coast. And then, but they had to start shooting, and we're like, oh,
I still
okay.
think it's Ricky Gervais had the best line about that, which was the British guns could reach 5 miles, the RG guns could reach 3 miles, so we parked our ships 4 miles off the shore, which is like holding a midget by the head and kicking him in the nuts repeatedly.
CNN got in big trouble with the Queen for explaining how to arm Exocet missiles.
France got into tons of shit for selling the Exocet missiles to Argentina. I remember that whole fucking outrage at the time.
Yeah, because the first couple they fired at British ships just hit and fell off because they didn't know how to arm them.
Yeah.
So CNN has a reporter explain. And then they sink a troop carrier, which, believe me, pissed the British off good and well, man. They were mad. And yes, you're talking about a rocky island that maybe has 50 people on it and some sheep. It's like whatever, you know. But at that point, it was about pride. It was like, yeah, no, you shot some of our people. Now we're coming. You've been cool about it. Maybe we will let it slide, but can't be doing that.
Yeah, reporters do some dumb shit. Anybody remember during the first Gulf War with Geraldo Rivera going over the map, going over the troop movements? Are
Hey, can I
you
ask you a question?
retarded?
Not to get too political about it. How the fuck is Jasmine Crockett Texan?
See, no one knows.
Like, she is so stupid.
Yeah, Trump
Austin.
said that to
She's from Austin.
when they asked her, like those exact words. She is so stupid. I don't even know how she could have got elected.
She literally on TV said that it was MAGA supporters who tried to kill Trump. The 2 assassination attempts on Trump. She literally said they were MAGA people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this woman?
Yeah, because the hardcore MAGA guys practically view Trump like the second coming of the Messiah.
Well, the thing is, they're not trying to convince anyone. It's for the base.
Yeah,
No, I
Just
get that.
gives them something to like not think about.
And
Like
now the
I saw
Democrats-
something going on at some college where some like young black girl came. 1 million black students have been lynched at universities since Charlie Kirk has been.
She didn't say a
was
million.
shot.
She said black students have been lynched at multiple universities. The two that she's talking about were both suicides.
Yep.
You know, that's the problem.
Absolutely insane. People just hear they hear
Why
this
would
like,
you-
okay, we run with
let's say
this.
you were like a big racist type dude. Why would you lynch a black guy when you could just shoot him a few times with a Glock and walk off?
I don't
Maybe
often have
weird.
I can't fight your logic argument here because I don't think about things like that. But
Well, it just seems so inefficient. You got to catch him, you got to like bind him up or something, drag him somewhere, do all this work. When
You got to watch a YouTube video to tie the knot properly. Almost nobody knows how to do that.
tie that knot, and as a firefighter, I learned how to tie a lot of knots.
what's that
Close
fucking
hitches,
meme I
patches,
saw?
and all that shit.
If you really want to fuck with Generation Z, put them in an escape room where all the clues are based on a rotary telephone, a television that has a knob and no remote control, and the instructions are written in cursive.
Oh, my
Oh,
God,
boy.
yeah.
I'm at least in the generation where I could actually fix. I know how to get through it.
To be fair, I guess Georgia, the state of Georgia, added cursive back to their curriculum.
Good for them.
I don't
Good
know
for
why, but they did. They're like, yeah,
It's,
enough of this
it's a
bullshit.
disappearing fucking thing.
Yeah, it's just sick.
A lot is.
Well, I heard an argument that if you can't read and write cursive, then you can't actually read and write any of the foundational documents
Yep.
from
Nope.
any country.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not just our Constitution. You can't read what King John said. You can't, because you just cannot read it. And it's like,
Wait, hang on. So you remove cursive from the lexicon so another generation can't read the foundational documents that you're currently trying to turn the world against as you take control of it through your economic and social programs like good Marxist, and they can only rely on reading your translated copies that are typed out for them that are easily editable because they're digital documents. No.
well,
Not-
like 1984
Oh.
said,
No.
controls the past, controls the future.
Yes.
So, but Georgia decided, nah, we're going to go ahead and put that shit back in. So there you go. Go Georgia. Shadow, if you're not busy and you want to jump in here, you can definitely do it. We've been having a lively debate about alignment and French
Beaver tails.
or Canadian desserts and Bears' predilections towards Indian women, which I don't blame him. Some of them are absolutely mind-blowingly attractive. And I like that skin color that looks like coffee with just a dash of cream in it.
I'm telling you.
You know, I've always,
I'm telling you, son.
but I ended up with just the cream, no coffee.
I think I'm gonna have to go. I'll
See ya.
Okay, bye. Take care, lad.
Better life.
Poor lad. Never lived that down.
Never.
See, now, Shadow, we need you because, we look out of order.
Shadow, come join us, Shadow. Please save the stream.
No, we're doing all right. our argument about alignment, well, I think we all ended up basically agreeing.
Yeah.
So
We are the wisest generation, as we are the only ones that will ever know how to set the clock on a VCR.
shit.
What is VCR?
Speak for yourself. My daughter set my VCR. And I am Gen X, like right in the middle of it. But I also suck at technology of any kind.
You passed hidden, sacred, esoteric knowledge onto a heretic.
Like there's
You
been times
will pay.
Peter was acting up, and I'd call my daughter and be like, "Daughter," and she'd be like, "I'll
Child?
come over to mom, fix it." Okay.
Child
thank
of my
you.
loins, how do I do this?
Of course, she
Spawning?
hasn't been able to be like that since she's had her own daughters too. So, the circle of life just keep circling.
Oh, the wheel in the sky keeps on
Oh.
turning.
Hey,
you don't
I
like
thought we said
Journey?
no- I
Wait,
thought
wait,
we
wait,
said
hang on. I can handle your irrational hate of Hall & Oates. You don't like Journey?
I don't despise
What's it
them. It's-
like hating everything in the world every day, Doc?
well, you
It's
have to
hard.
understand what regarding Journey. I don't have a vagina.
You are allowed to hate Journey if you want.
No,
I can forgive that.
I'm
My-
neutral on Journey.
But Hall and Oates?
He despises Hall & Oates.
They're awful. I think they're awful
How?
because they suck ass.
Let me explain to you. This is I'm gonna do a little role playing for you, James.
They're
You
the
ready?
worst
It's a
kind of
little-
pop fluff.
little improv
They're not
theater.
pop.
Hang on. You're gonna love this.
Blue-eyed
You're gonna love
soul.
this. You're gonna love this. This is really great. You're gonna love this. Watch. This is Doc Flamingo eating breakfast. Okay, I got my glasses on. I don't have a mic. I can. There we go. Okay, I think I've got it down. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting it. I was like, so he's eating breakfast. Takes a sip of his coffee. Eats an egg. Stupid fucking eggs suck. Fucking bacon. Fucking gay. Fucking toast. Who fucking invented toast? It's so fucking dumb. You hate everything. What the fuck, man?
I don't eat eggs, and I have never complained about bacon.
Yeah, I bet.
Well,
I
mean,
bet.
I believe it.
Stop
when you said
believing,
you
Doc.
never
Dean
complained
Pal,
about
that
me.
was funny. Dean Pal hit a funny.
Don't
Broken
stop
clock.
believing, Doc. No, see, Journey, I'm like, okay, Journey comes on. I'm not freaking out. I'm like, whatever, it's okay. But Hall & Oates, that's like amazing.
Black.
What about Phil Collins? Do you hate Phil Collins too?
Phil Collins should be killed.
See? He claims to be Gen X, but I think
Okay,
he's really
okay, though. How about Peter Gabriel?
Peter Gabriel, I like.
See, redemption a little bit right there.
No,
Peter
no,
Gabriel,
yeah.
My objection to Phil Collins is mainly what he did to Genesis.
What did
He
do
made
in
him a lot of
Genesis?
money because he
Yeah,
didn't
true.
want to do a prog rock like
Yeah, he turned them into a massive success so that they could all retire and leave wealthy fortunes to their offspring. What a prick.
Exactly.
What a son of a bitch.
because had they listened to Peter Gabriel, they would have ended up doing crazy ass shit because that's what Peter Gabriel wanted to do because he thought he was an artiste.
All right.
And
All right.
Phil
All right.
Collins said,
all right.
no, we're going to be pop. We're going to be popular pop rock.
I got the ultimate test.
And he was
Here we
right.
go. You only get to pick one. Van Halen with David Lee Roth,
Oh God, so good.
Rat,
Round and round, so good.
or Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Van Halen of
Fuck
the
out.
three, definitely.
I mean,
I would fully accept Van Halen or Rat. Guns N' Roses can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, they're out.
Guns N' Roses, it's not acceptable.
And
You have
now I
redeemed
have-
yourself, sir.
I'm going to go with Rat because of all the songs they did. Round and Round is my favorite.
Who
I
is
mean,
the crazy old comedian that was in all their videos?
It's
I
like-
forget his name. Milton Bro.
Out on the
Milton.
street. That's where we'll meet.
Was he like related to one of them or something?
He
That
was,
was
he
so
was
weird.
related. He was
Well-
related to their producer, I think.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, that was just such a weird, out of left field
See,
thing.
Jennifer-
To have him in those videos, you're like, what?
I mean,
Squirrel, hey,
1984 was good. Their earlier stuff was good when they sung about growing up on the mean streets and all that kind of shit. And everybody wants some. That's a pretty good album too.
Everybody Wants Some is probably one of my favorite songs by them.
Yeah,
I got to see them in both.
Also,
incarnations.
Unchained. Unchained is
Unchained
a
was
fucking
good.
banger.
Yeah, I saw David Lee Roth with them when they did the 1984 tour. And then I saw Van Hagar during the first Monsters of Rock thingamajob.
See,
years
I
later.
think that Sammy Hagar, he did some good shit solo, but I didn't care
He was
for
better
him
solo.
with Van Halen
Yeah.
because I think I was just too used to David Lee Roth's antics. It was like they were a totally different band.
I like Right Now. I like that song. That's
I
a good
mean,
song.
without the rock and roll clown or the cocaine clown, right? I mean, I don't know. No, it's rock and roll clown. Because the cartoon that Bear doesn't know much about, Metalocalypse, they have a character on it called the Rock and Roll Clown, and it's basically David Lee Roth, and all he talks about is doing cocaine. Like, he's like, I do a lot of cocaine.
He was an interesting character. He was like, a rock star with the soul of a lounge singer.
Right. I mean, I have to admit, David Lee Roth's solo, Just a Gigolo and shit like that was pretty. Eat 'em and smile, OU812. I mean,
He's
that
got
was
charisma.
pretty, yeah, you got charisma. David. David. You know, when he's all the people around him, and he's just sitting there like, welcome to Dave TV. All Dave, all night.
We got what you need.
Yeah. And that's when he does the Just a Gigolo, and everybody knows. Yeah, people know the price on him. But yeah, so David Lee Roth, he left Van Halen, but then he had a pretty good solo career. And then with the Genesis has some amazing songs, they do. But I prefer Peter Gabriel. But I'm happy that they both got what they wanted. Peter Gabriel got to make a bunch of weird ass songs, Sledgehammer and all that kind of shit. And
I show up in Bear Leaves. Okay, I see how it is.
And
Fucking hippie. Shut up. James refuses to put himself back in the pilot seat, so I reset, so I'm out of it.
oh well, so yeah, Peter Gabriel got to do the more artiste stuff, and
Yeah, he was an interesting character.
So everybody's happy, right?
He was a weird dude, Peter Gabriel.
And just for the record, Guns N' Roses needs to go die in a dumpster fire. I despise them with every freaking molecule of my being. The only band I hate more than them is a band called Leatherwolf. Ever heard of them?
Heard of him.
Nope.
Good.
And I will disagree on one point, and that's called the song Patience, which me and my best friend in the world before he passed, hopefully I'll see him in heaven, used to get drunk and sing it out in the bush around fire with all of our high school girlfriends.
My wife the other day was playing them, and the only thing I hate more than her playing them is her playing John Lennon. She said he has Axl Rose has a beautiful singing voice. I almost divorced her on the spot.
Get out of here. You know you can't divorce her. She'll just kill you and bury you somewhere.
Yeah, well, I got my boy trained well. He knows that if I die before he turns 18, he gets nothing.
And here's the thing, right? Is I've been walking the streets tonight, just trying to get it right, right?
And by get it right, he means score some more heroin.
I don't give a shit what he does with his personal life. Me and my buddy Marcus just like singing that song around a campfire in the middle of the woods with our high school girlfriend.
You know, every time you did that, you unleashed another demon into the world, right?
You know that Shadow
Shadow
claims he's not. So Shadow claims he's not a hipster, yet there he was being a hipster about a band he hates. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called Leather Strap-On, and they suck, and I hate them a lot. You're such a fucking hipster.
No, I literally
He
knew
probably
them.
knows them personally, and they
I did.
doing.
My one of my oldest friends from when I was like my first friend, literally. Friend of the
So
family.
Lazarus.
Right. He was in the hospital in a coma from a car accident. In the bed next to him was the drummer from that band. His mom saint, absolute saint, a woman who had life had heaped on more crap than anybody ever met. She was in there visiting him, and they came in, and when she wasn't looking, they walked off with her purse.
Sure, this was a band and not just like relatives,
No, it was the band.
in-laws.
Was
And,
it a band or was it just some random junkies? You know?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure they were that too, but they were a microscopic California band.
Oh, and yet you say, I don't know if you guys have heard of them. Of course, we haven't fucking heard of some local bullshit par band. What do you?
I don't know what they did after that.
Well,
Because
spend
I
some
moved out
money
of
and
state.
sold
Steve
the
House
purse.
says that you're very famous on Discord right now.
How's that? What did I do now?
I don't know.
Yeah, do tell, Dean.
We
What
did
have
it.
I stepped into now?
We did hammer out why alignment is not really necessary, though.
Can you sum it up in like a paragraph or less?
It doesn't exist in any other game, really,
No.
except for the
Well,
few that are based on D&D.
there are aligned. Well, Palladium has an alignment system,
Based
and
on
that's
D&D, let's be honest, Palladium Fantasy is just that dude on
Sure.
crack writing his own DMG.
the Red Room uses an alignment system, but it's a tracking system.
Then
Oh
again,
Oh my God! Hipster Shadow, the Red Room. Everybody knows
also
the Red
based on
Room.
D&D.
And their take on the way alignment is done and handled, I think is really a lot of fun. But I get why people don't like it. Most people don't like accountability or being
Oh, fuck
niched
off.
or pigeonholed into.
Shut the fuck up, Shadow. You know that's not what it is.
I don't know,
You're
man.
being-
I don't
being
know
a-
what it is, but I am saying the Red Room's games are all based on D&D.
You are so moralizing right now.
Who
Stop.
does the bloat game? Who is that?
Bloat?
Bloat? Don't know that.
I've heard of it.
Bloat does like 1 million games that you can download off of Drive-Thru RPG. One of them is Bloody Appalachia. And it's kind of based on D&D, but there's a lot of stuff. And pretty much all the characters are made, and then you pick the thing that's probably going to kill them all, and they try to survive it.
What's
Yeah.
up, Squirrel?
Interesting.
So, you know. They're
Sounds
somewhere
interesting.
in the hills of eastern Appalachia. They can be FBI agents. They can be whatever they are. And there's something that's going to kill them. And it has a big list of possible things. So Bigfoot, moon-eyed people, cannibals, just whatever,
Okay.
I own the game.
Welsh.
I've
Well,
only heard of it in passing.
But Bloat, yeah, the company is Bloat, and they just make a game every week. Yeah, I did say that, Squirrel Hermit, that Palladium at least tried to do alignment a little justice.
It's one of the best systems I've ever seen. But I don't know. I could have swore, Bear, you're like a big fan of players playing the heroes, not the bad guys, right?
Yeah, but that's
I don't need a mechanic to do that.
Yeah, just
Oh, do
you're a
I
hero.
mean, do you have it where one action can knock them out of the hero group? Or is it like a series of events or
Are you
and
talking
all the
about- are you talking about
consequences
heroic?
or anything?
Well, no, you said, do I have a? Well, are you talking about the game I designed, or are you talking about something else?
I was mostly actually referring to your new fantasy game.
Oh,
Like,
that
if
game
people
is no.
misbehave,
That game has corruption.
Does something change? He's trying to ask about alignment change.
Yeah, I got it.
Players
No,
there.
I have a corruption and virtue system, which is basically like dark side points in Star Wars D6.
Okay.
If you get a corruption point because you did something corruptible, and then you argue it, now you got 2 corruption points, asshole, because you tried to justify your efforts.
Okay. And what are the penalties for being corrupted?
Well, you'll have to wait for the game to come out to see that, sir.
Okay.
There are secrets even I don't know.
You know I'm 58, right? I could drop it in this conversation.
I might not. I could die before the fucking game comes out. What do you want from me, man?
There
Everybody's got
is
problems, Shadow.
a little-
Everybody's got problems.
I want guarantees engraved in stone.
there is some little stuff on his Patreon. Well, actually, there's lots of stuff on his Patreon, but there's some hints and clues about different things. But
I'm releasing the game in piece by piece on the Patreon right now. Right now, lots of stuff on the
you gotta figure
Patreon.
it out. And me, I said I was a huge fan of the pundit's Vice and Virtue system.
That's what the Red Room uses, or uses for half their games.
Well, if they use the Vice and Virtue system, then yeah, I would like it because it lets it makes alignment actually matter.
Mhm.
Plus, it changes during play. If somebody's like pretty virtuous, but all of a sudden they start running around thieving all the time, stealing everybody's shit, then obviously one of their virtues is going to go down and one of their vices is going to go up.
Okay.
The Viking one's a little different because they didn't want to use the 7 deadly sins, but
That's literally what Red Room did. Is you pick a vice, a virtue, or one of both, and those are like your most notable qualities of your character, and you just play it.
right.
Aren't they going out of business?
Pardon?
Aren't they going out of business?
They're taking their site down. Or that's what Miguel told me. Yeah, they're not going to run their own. They're still going to put out games. They're not going to run their own website anymore because they're getting taxed into oblivion.
Yeah. They should have been going through Amazon the whole time. Just saying.
Or Lulu.
The stuff I've gotten from Lulu isn't as good as the stuff I've gotten from Amazon or even Drive-Thru. In the
I think Lulu's better than Drive-Thru, but I would say Amazon's the best of a lot of them.
Right.
Does Lulu allow, because Amazon doesn't do this, if you put something on Amazon, you have to eventually publish it. Does Lulu do a thing where you can just do private printings?
Yes.
Okay, I might have to look into that. For some
I
When
stuff.
I wrote my game, it cost me $1.50 a copy. So I bought 10 of them and handed them out to everybody for the play test, which it did end up changing, but it's on Lulu. Every version of it.
Yeah.
They were actually really easy to work with. You know what I mean? Because I just uploaded the PDF of the game, and then it's like, okay, publish, boom. And then price, I think I put $1.50 on Lulu. It's free on Red Room site and on Biggest Geekus if they're still around. But
I don't think so.
So I said, how much you need for that role playing
I
game?
do
He said,
have
I
something
need
right here that I've been going through so that I can give
350.
a review. And so far,
I said, wait a minute,
I'm
you
liking
that
it okay,
Sasquatch.
but then again, I like skill-based systems a lot. So,
Yeah, it's definitely going to get a mention in my game of the year doc. It's
well, I don't ever have
you
it.
did a really good job.
It would probably just be Star Frontiers or Traveler every year because I'm a sci-fi guy. But I have been going through this, and everything I've seen in it, I've been like, yeah, I'd play this. This is playable.
I'm going to be playing it in January.
I'm liking it. I mean,
Yeah, I'm waiting for my invitation as well.
I got 2 slots open because Bill can't do it. I know. And Nerds
Bill?
Nerd never got back to me. Oh, Bill Sylvie. So I got 2 slots open. Either you guys open for a game?
What
I
day?
don't
January?
play online.
In this game?
No, what day?
Oh, we don't know yet. We're going to wait till we get closer just to see.
I got Mondays open, and I usually spend my Mondays listening to Bears stuff. So
Yeah,
if you don't
they'll
mind,
be running a game here in a little bit.
What? No, Bear, that's next week.
Oh,
no, I still use Mondays to catch up on your other stuff.
Yeah, because it's a few months out yet, so I don't want to lock anybody in because we.
Yeah.
Lord Mattias is he doesn't know about the day yet.
I want to get into another game because I'm playing in 5.5 games a week, or
That's
I'm
useful.
in 5.5 games a week. I'm only playing in 1.5 because one's every other week.
Oh, you're running 3?
I'm running 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm in 2.5 games.
kind of wish I came up with this myself. The whole what buildings you roll to see if a building exists, depending on.
Oh
the
yeah,
size
I got
of the-
all
the
I got all crazy with that.
You did a really, really good
that
job.
part I actually really like, because it's world building. And look at this negative honor. He's got a positive and negative honor that, I mean, yeah. But the main thing I like, going back to the character, look, naval combat. What are you doing?
Well, you
No,
got to be able to do it.
combat
Yeah.
anymore. But anyway, I am a fan.
I've never
of
had
the whole-
anyone actually do it, but it's there.
We did it last night. We did it for 4 hours last night.
This is what I would play a monastic knight. Of all of them, I was like, yeah, I'd play a monastic knight.
Doc knows what I'd play because I rolled it up already.
Oh, look at you. Your training, your term skills. Yeah, I like that. I really do like the whole target number roll with skill, plus die roll and all that. I mean,
It's very
Nice
popular,
and-
simple.
well,
it's
I mean,
nice
it's
and
like
simple.
Traveler, but not. But it's enough like Traveler that
Yeah, the character creation is largely based on Traveler, just because that was always my favorite.
there's
It's
no
one of
shame
the best.
in like being
One of the best
inspired by
ways to
something.
make a
Yeah,
character.
why no invite for Coco there, Doc Samson?
Well, he's in my current game.
But he wants to play with me.
Oh, okay, we can work that in. I could go up to 6.
Imagine how good that game would be.
You
You
can
have
take
me,
6, huh?
Coco, Cody. Yeah, you don't need anybody else.
Hungar.
Oh shit!
You don't need anybody else. You got the three
You-
best
you-
fucking players you'll ever have right there.
With one minor omission, you've never seen me play. So you
Yeah,
need to
I've also never seen your dick. I'm in no rush for that either. So.
You're in the minority, so it's okay.
Yes, we know. We're all aware of the
Well, that
the Butt
wasn't-
Pirates of Gay Water.
That wasn't his dick. That was
That
someone
wasn't-
else's dick.
Oh,
there.
do you know that for sure? Do you really know that for sure?
Yes. Well, no.
Yes.
Yes, but no.
Coco, you gotta play. We need you there. That's the way it is.
Where is he on my listy list? Maybe I can.
On my listy list? When did you
Yeah.
become a
Age of
fucking
Blood and Iron, dude.
pumpkin
Oh, there we are.
spice girl?
There, you've officially been invited, Coco.
There it is.
Coco is a phenomenal player.
Okay, I have a
Yeah,
question.
see, I
since we've
love
gotten
playing
so
Coco.
far off topic. Even though talking about Doc's game is good fun, but somebody brought up the Spice Girls.
I did.
So now I need to ask who is your favorite Spice Girl?
Sporty Spice in the ass every time.
God, the answer.
It's like you have that memorized. That's
That
terrifying.
was like quick, no nonsense.
I honestly don't know what any of them look like except Scary Spice.
I thought Ginger was cute.
So Shadow says Scary Spice in his ass every time. There we go.
No, I did not say that.
I wanna take me now, peg me, mommy.
No,
He does seem like the kind of person who'd
No.
be into that sort of thing.
He does.
that's nasty.
Not
That-
Shadow. Pearl.
Yes.
I don't know about Shadow.
Shadows. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
No one's going in through my outdoor.
Baby
Sorry.
Spice.
Yo.
Was that the blonde?
Yeah, the little cutesy blonde.
The little
Uh,
beauty.
Can you guys
blonde.
bring up a picture of them? Because I missed that whole.
I don't even
Pardon.
want to bother looking at
Okay,
it. but
that's fair.
Oh, Dean, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Yeah.
Come on, give it back. Give it back. Come on, come on.
A Ziggy Zig whatever the hell that is. Because I don't know.
I really, really, really want a zig a zig.
I mean, is that an orgasm? Is that some kind of
Probably, more than likely.
I mean, I feel like what's his name from Snatch.
All right, you had Scary Spice, you had Baby Spice, you had Ginger Spice, you had Sporty Spice, and you had Posh Spice, and then you had me, Old Spice.
I feel like what's his name though, and he's like, "You invented the language, but none of you speak it." And they're like, "Hello, Ave. Goodbye,
Hello,
Ave.
Abby. Goodbye, Abby.
No.
Bullet Tooth Tony.
Okay,
We're
there's
gonna-
only
Put up
one that.
your
We're
socks,
gonna-
Abby.
Skags.
Okay, I'm looking at an
Skag.
image of
Is
these
a skag.
women.
Pull up your socks, Abby.
Yeah.
England. Mary fucking Poppins. Bad food, worse weather.
Do you have anything to declare? Yeah, don't go to England.
Yeah,
There's only one of these women that would no, just no, and maybe. But she's got a
What?
microphone in front of her face.
but
Whoever's
one?
wearing
What?
the Union Jack, she can.
Oh, he's a Jerry Holloway fan. He likes a little ginger spice. Oh.
No, I'm telling you, no. She can go. She's a definite no.
video.
Oh, for
Scary
fuck's
Spice,
sake,
no.
you picky hipster. Could you just pick one?
There's no image. There's no names under the image I'm looking at, so I have to describe them for you because nobody would.
Okay. How about you just describe the one you want and give us the sparest
She's
ones you're not
really
interested in?
really thin, brown hair.
Posh.
we don't know.
That's posh.
Or is she athletic looking?
Sporty.
Because that could be scary.
Very
Spice.
athletic. Very no.
That's sporty spice, baby. That's mine. I will fucking fight you.
Whoever this chick is,
Cookie wants
blonde
to know
hair,
if we
looks
saw
like every girl
Cooper
I've ever turned
Wright
down.
Talking about his
The black
X-rated
chick is
one.
just literally scary.
That's why they
The,
call her
the
sporty
brunette,
spice.
this brunette chick looks like she just did some heroin. So yeah,
Okay. Yes, Coochie, we saw it. Well, I saw it, and I can tell you I was disgusted. And then later, I saw the people who were involved in the game, and that made me even more disgusted. And some of those fat cows had like breeder fetishes where they wanted like a giant muscled orc to like jizz all in them and shit.
Holy fuck. Okay, so Shadow, look at the screen, and we're gonna go. This is Posh Spice.
can you blow that up a little?
Can I blow it up a little? Why your old man eyes not working?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Just like
There you
a
go.
piece.
What do your hipster eyes see, Legolas? Anyway, this is Posh Spice. This is Scary Spice. This is Baby Spice. This is Ginger Spice, and this is a future ex Mrs. Bear.
Okay, so the first one.
This one over here is the one you want.
Yeah.
You can have her.
That's the only one that's remotely
She's
my type.
her new name is Mrs. David Beckham. In case you were wondering.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say right off the bat, she's white, so she's not really my type. But if I had to pick one,
Bang, ding, 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 ding.
This guy being racist and shit.
So racist.
I just don't normally date
So
white. girls.
racist. I don't want. Give me the Latinas. They stabbed me in my bum.
No.
Mommy, take me home, mommy.
It's all worth it for that moment when they sigh, "I Poppy."
That is definitely a thing.
Then it's over. It's done. The thing is done.
To be honest, though, I've dated more Asian women than anything else. So
Yeah.
Oh, so
well,
you're like fucking Quagmire. When they hit your car, the trunk pops open and they all just fucking scatter.
and to be
if
honest,
I had a car, yes, I don't
to
drive.
be honest, paying a masseuse for a happy ending is not a date.
Yeah, I know, but I got to live with myself, somehow.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's all fun and games, but it doesn't count as a date. So, I had one Vietnamese kid in my school. One.
The Vietnamese whore who bit off my nose.
Crafting, there's a woman for everybody. Unless you're not into women, then there's a dude for everybody.
There's a dude.
And if you're not sure, there's mix and match. You got all the choices.
There's a dude for like any dude ever, because some of these gay dudes, they're pretty promiscuous. they're like,
Yeah, it's really a matter
their
of how long.
standards are pretty low. They're like, you're gonna buy me a Cosmo and take me home. Let's do this. I mean, I've had friends who were gay. I had to yell at them.
No, but that was just so stereotypical. It's like,
Actually, I didn't know, but dude, you're
you
being
nailed it, but
you need to calm
still.
down. You're going to end up with something. I hope he didn't. He lives in Gatlinburg now. Apparently, there's a lot of gay people in Gatlinburg. Well, when I say gay, I mean homosexuals. He was a
Not
good
happy
DM,
people.
though. He was a good DM. I'll tell you that.
Homosexuals dope.
Yeah, he didn't dress well. He was totally not the stereotype. Like, he dressed like a skinhead or something, punk rocker guy.
That's a
liked
thing.
to
So.
date. He was the guy that liked to date big muscled up Marines. So when the Navy base was open here in Orlando, it was
He was
like
in Long
Disneyland for him, you know.
He hit
'cause-
the jackpot, huh?
But when he lived with me for a while, he was bringing like a different dude home every week. And I'm like waking up and there's some guy I don't even know standing in, my kitchen, and I'm just like, nah, this can't work out. So I had to tell him, look, dude, if you're going to stay here, you need to calm the hell down. You can't just be bringing a strange man here 2 times a week and shit. It's like, that's crazy, And he got pretty offended by that. Like I was trying to be his mom or something. And I'm like,
No,
dude,
you're trying to make sure your shit doesn't disappear.
stop being a whore. God.
Well, that too.
Just because you're a dude,
All right.
you can't.
All right. We need a little wholesome. We're getting a little too fucking dark. Let me bring up some wholesome. James, I got something for you.
Okay.
This is wholesome. This is good, wholesome stuff. Go ahead and share it.
I'm doubtful.
You're wrong then. So this guy broke his leg.
Se rompió la pierna
Okay.
y su hámster
Oh,
lo
sorry,
imitó.
Chad. I didn't mean to trigger you. I'll turn off the volume. There we go. Now
Nice.
watch this. His hamster is imitating him out of compassion.
Oh God!
God. How fucking wholesome is that?
That is almost as wholesome as watching a Kookaburra eat like romaine lettuce.
There you go. So there you go. You doubted me.
I saw that on YouTube and I thought to myself,
No, nothing beats the
"Can
red
you have
pandas.
pet Kookaburras?" And then I looked it up and you can. But they're expensive and you have to build a swimming pool for them because they're semi-aquatic.
You ever
know
seen a red panda?
Yes, the ones that stand up and be like,
Living teddy bears? Yes,
yeah, adorable, but I hear they smell really bad.
probably do. Anything that cute's got a reek.
Yeah, kind of like ferrets and weasels and all that. They're
Koalas.
adorable, but they stink. Skunks. They're adorable, but they smell really bad. I've dated a few women like that. Anyway,
Again, going to the rubber duck doesn't count as a date.
all I'd say to you, crafting gamer, from that statement is, homie, you need to lower your standards. If none of the Spice Girls can meet your standards, you got a problem. Or not.
Yeah, they didn't just pick them, randomly. I mean, they probably had interviews,
Yeah.
the whole bit.
Like Baby got picked because she's got long blonde ponytails and she acts cute. I like the cutesy blonde, obviously, since I married a trotty elf myself. But, there's
Trotty elf. Do you mean Trotty?
It's a joke from a British rom-com called Coupling.
Okay.
The blonde girl in there, the other women kind of hate her, but they love her. But you know how women are. But the reason they're like whatever is because she's always so happy. So they actually invent a song to make fun of her being a trotty elf. And then she hears it. It's funny. And my wife is sometimes a trotty elf, which just means she's in a good mood. She floats around the house doing shit all the time. There's
Crafting. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that.
And she is about the height an elf in original D&D would be.
You're probably gonna have to move out of the country, crafting, for that.
I don't need to lower my standards. I need to find a woman who's not going to rob me blind.
Well, good luck. They don't. Listen, if you find one, let me know what other unicorns are hanging out in that field, please.
See, my wife cannot rob me blind because she makes more money than me.
No. You're
So
a
if
wife.
we got divorced, technically, she would have to pay alimony to me.
It's not just your money they rob you of, sir. She is a Nordic woman. She is stealing your essence and feeding it back to Valhalla, sir, through the Valkyrie.
Well, I'm
You,
okay
sir,
with it. I'm okay.
you, sir, are a battery for Asgard.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
God bless you. Odin's blessings upon you, sir.
Okay, I'll take the blessings I can get out.
There's a I can't remember who it is I watched. There's this one guy I used to watch, Robert Seffer. That was it. and he's always doing stuff about because I liked him because he was doing Atlantis stuff, so I was really into that. But then he started getting off into like fucking some weird places. Like he's getting a little racist these days, but whatever. But he was doing this whole thing about like Vril society and Tantra and how they steal the seed. And it's just like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on in your life that now you're on this track? You know, like Jesus Christ almighty. I will never get that. I will never get that thought process where it's like, you know, you can't have sex because they're stealing your seed and that's your essence that allows you to create and be a great man. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Stop.
Wow.
Is he talking about like celibacy or something?
Yeah. And like no wank year. Not November. No nut never. You know, like it's insane. Like, I'm sorry. If you as a man stop having any type of release, you will go fucking crazy eventually. Like, I'm just saying, like, eventually your brain will snap and you'll fucking do something horrible.
And you'll be killing people and on the news.
Not only that, but like that's grounds for divorce, like legal divorce in Judaism and probably Christianity too. Since both religions teach that you're supposed to take care of your woman.
Or at the very least be fruitful and multiply.
Right. Yeah. So that's what got Matthew killed, though, because he did a sermon and the women took it wrong and thought it meant they shouldn't ever sleep with their husbands. So the husbands all got together and stabbed him to death.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a misunderstanding there, I think.
Someone told me, you know, that was, you know, yeah, no.
I mean, you know, he meant the best, but that's the problem. People misunderstand what you say, and then the next thing you know. Succubi use seed to create incubi. Yeah. Succubi, or as they were called by our ancient Babylonian friends, and but even for them, the Lilith.
Women, nice.
They were called the Lilith. And if you want to know about that, then you open up your monster manual and you look up Lamia.
And then when you see the titties, it's the first edition, and you see the titties, don't spill your seed, otherwise the Lamia will come get you. The succubus was going to eat us whole. Like, fucking weirdo.
Well, the Babylonians believed the only way to protect yourself from that was to get a item inscribed with like a prayer to Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Because even though both of these beings were demons, Pazuzu really hated Lilith. So he would prevent her from causing your unborn child to die. But you'd probably get a drought anyway. So their religion was weird. They actually beseeched demons to protect them from other demons.
Lamashtu, the mother of monsters.
Yep. She was the mother of monsters, and if you believe some extra biblical Hebrew writing, the first wife of Adam. And that's why if you ever read Genesis, there's two creation stories for humanity. In one, he creates man and woman both from the dust. And then in the second one, he puts Adam asleep and removes a rib and creates Eve from the rib. But they never explain what happened to the woman made from the dust. That's Lilith.
No, Lilith was attached to his back.
Listen to her husband.
No, Lilith was attached to his back. They were built back to back, and then they split them. God split them because they were fighting all the time, and they were constantly arguing.
Well, Lilith, refused to submit to her husband.
Yeah, but when when Lilith was first made, they were attached at the back. They were back to back to each other.
See, I've never heard that, but hey, I don't know. Maybe you're right.
No, I'd like to know where you got the dust one from, because I've never heard that one before.
It's in the Bible.
Lilith? Lilith is not in the Bible.
Not Lilith. No, the man and the woman made from the dust is in the Bible.
Which verse, please?
Genesis.
Genesis what?
I don't know. Whenever God started making men, I'd have to.
Because I know he makes Adam from dirt, and then makes Eve from the rib.
Right. But there's another story in there.
The McRib meme.
Where he makes both of them.
I posted that. That was me. I posted that one. It's a beautiful picture of Adam and Eve in the desert. And it says, it's Adam going, the McRib is back. And Eve going, would you stop calling me that?
Well, I have seen people wearing shirts that say, I want my rib back.
Yeah, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and then breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
It's before that or after it.
Well, that's Genesis 2:7, right?
Okay, hold on. Now you've done it.
Yay!
I have to look this shit up.
Yes, I insist.
It says here you're a heretic.
I've been called worse.
La boo boo, la zuzu, pa zuzu. I will spit a leopard onto you.
Okay. Nope. That's no.
Genesis 2:22. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man.
And he said, if the McRib is back.
And then the man said, the McRib's back. And the woman started bitching and never stopped since.
And then and gnashing of teeth.
What's that fucking one I saw today? Which was, bitch, you like a smoke detector. You don't stop making noise and you annoy the shit out of me. It's just like, yes, honey, I know you have a headache. What can I give you that'll make you stop telling me?
Wow.
The Ethiopian Bible. Is that the Ethiopian Bible?
No.
What is the Ethiopian Bible then? Ethiopian.
I'm not sure. It might be the Ethiopian Orthodox.
I have read the books of Enoch. They're quite interesting, sir.
Yeah, it's got a couple extra
They're
books.
not canon.
Oh God, the Catholics are getting involved.
It's the expanded universe Bible.
Exactly. It's the director's cut.
Yeah, it's not canon.
Well, it's not canon to the Catholics. Not canon to the Church of England. It is canon to the Church of Ethiopia.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't make that Bible till
have their
1400.
own Orthodox church, which is
So
kind
what?
of like normal Orthodoxy.
Well, it's 1400 years late.
Oh, unlike the New Testament, which was written many decades after.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get picky, because we can throw shit at your books too. Like, don't do that. That's a bad idea. You got to learn to. The Catholics got to learn to let that shit go, because you guys.
The
best of the
deadline
devil.
was 250 years.
Listen, the
We gave
deadline was
plenty
the
of time.
Council of Nicaea. We did the Council of Nicaea. That was it. If you didn't make it in by then, too fucking bad for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Genesis 2:7.
Genesis, which one? Genesis
27.
Hang on, I'll get there. Hang on. Genesis 2:7.
Genesis 2, part 7, verse 27.
Genesis.
So God made man. In the image of God, he made him. Male and female, he made them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over fish in the sea, blah, blah, blah. But then later...
Joy to the world. All the boys and girls.
Yes. Yes, and Jeremiah was a bullfrog, a very good friend of mine.
Didn't know they were that old, though. I knew they were old. I didn't realize they were that old.
So, be fruitful and multiply is Genesis 1:28. God blessed them and said, be fruitful, increase the number, and fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, and every living creature that moves around the ground. So God created mankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Yeah, okay. That doesn't say dust, though. The only time it says dust is when he creates Adam. But also, you get really schizophrenic if you try and put a timeline on Genesis, because he creates the world twice.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. In 2:8, it says that, and the Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. And that's when he made Eve.
Yeah, but he
2:8?
said
What,
helper.
whoa, what version is
A whole
this?
chapter after he created Adam, he created Eve. But
And then a
he
whole
did create a woman with Adam.
But he said a helper. Since when?
Ha!
That's Orthodox. He's using the Orthodox Bible for sure.
Of course, I'm reading the Orthodox
Yeah.
Bible. What other Bible would I read?
King James, New American Standard Bible, Legacy Standard Bible, New International Version. There's tons of Bibles, dude.
Yeah,
The
but
Jehovah's Witnesses literally take out verses in their Bible, which is really weird.
the thing is that this is as close to the original Greek as you're going to get.
Yeah, you guys keep saying that, but there's actually an Aramaic Bible out there too, so maybe that's a little
Well, I
closer.
mean, that's a good one too, and it's not a whole
Just
Bible,
saying.
just a couple of Gospels, but still.
Well,
yeah.
okay. Then I have a question. All right, I don't want to get too far into a theological debate because it's crazy. We all I believe in God. I just don't believe in religion.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, all right. So one of my problems is always going to be this.
Don't
This
talk
thing I
about
had a-
Genesis. Doc
This
doesn't
is
like them.
Doc doesn't like Genesis. Stop talking about Genesis. Genesis is planet forbidden. I always had a problem with this when I was in
Once
Church of
again.
England. When I was in Church of England, was the New Testament is. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but in our Bible, it clearly said this was the new covenant between God and man. Right? These are this is the new covenant. Therefore, all the Old Testament covenant was now null and void. We move forward from this point.
Right.
But I still see every fucking Christian denomination harping up the book of Leviticus, harping up all these fucking Old Testament books.
They only do that when they're trying to be mean to somebody who broke one of those laws.
There you go. That's my point. And for me, if I'm going to believe that Jesus created the new covenant between God and man, but am I a Trinitarian in that I believe God and Jesus were separate? Is that Trinitarians who believe that, or is it the inverse?
No, Trinitarians believe that God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are one
Same.
being.
Okay. I believe there are three different. There's a term for that. I can't remember what the term is for Pentecostal.
Yeah, heresy.
Yeah, Pentecostal, heresy, whatever. Take your pick. But anyway, that's what I believe. Anyway, the point is that if I'm to believe the new
You're
covenant-
right, but you're wrong.
If I'm to believe the new covenant between God and man was created by Jesus, and Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and all of the stuff of the New Testament, then the Old Testament is no longer valid law, and it must be forgotten and moved away from. Because the new covenant has been clearly set before us, and it is time to accept the new covenant, and that is how we fully find ourselves in Jesus.
Yeah. The Old Testament's good to read and all. If you
Yeah,
want
that's great to read.
history, but we don't live by that.
Oh no, Bear's an Aryan.
Yeah, how am I an Aryan? Wait. How did I become an Aryan? Like, that's interesting. Brown eyes and all.
Arius was the guy
That
who
was one of
started the
the,
Arian heresy and got smacked upside the head by Saint Nicholas.
Oh, interesting.
And his argument
I don't-
was that they were three separate beings and all this. Plus,
Yeah,
he
I think
said
the
something mean about
I think the Pentecostals believe that.
Coochie,
too.
wasn't he the bass player?
Joseph Smith. Actually, Mike and the Mechanics had that one song that was pretty badass back in like
Do
the
you
80s.
hear me?
Yeah.
Do you hear me running? Oh, that's a great song, man.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I couldn't name
Teach
another
the
song, but-
children and yourself for someday sons and daughters. Yeah, man, it's a great song. It's all about aliens invading the earth and people having to go underground and teach their children to fight back in the next generation because this generation is lost. Hence that line, "Believe in me, I'm with the Star Command." What?
Yeah.
What? Because you're all in the song, you're like, is this like about the occupation by the Nazis? What's going? And then suddenly space shows up, and you're like, well, that took a twist.
Yeah, believe in me, I'm with the high command.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on over
Space
here?
Nazis from the moon.
Oh, I like the way you think. Let's play that game where we fight the space Nazis from the moon.
I
Shit.
fought the Kaiser on the moon.
Didn't
I don't
Robert-
think so, though, because
didn't
they
Robert
would,
A.
they
Heinlein
would have
write that
probably
book?
been destroyed
Swore.
by the Jews in space by now.
I was pretty sure there were space Nazis in one of Heinlein's early books, like ours for Rocket or something like that.
Because remember,
I don't know that one.
there's Jews in space
Defending
Around
the
protecting
Hebrew
the
race.
That was Mel Gibson at the very end of History of the
Mel
World
Brooks.
Part 2.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
Mel Gibson.
totally-
Mel
totally
Gibson
different
said,
person.
little slightly version from Mel Gibson about the Jews in space.
Not really on the semi level where certain things
Not,
are
not,
concerned.
not quite as rabbinical. I'm just gonna say.
Not quite as rabbinical.
That's a totally
Actually, I
different
think Mel
conversation.
Gibson might be Orthodox. He spent a week in Greece on Mount Athos with the
Why would I
monks.
wanna-
So
Who's this?
Mel
Who
Gibson.
did that?
Mel
Oh,
Gibson.
good for him.
He got tons of pictures of him holding icons, and he said he'd never felt closer to God in his whole life. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, who knows? Maybe he's. Now a lot of people thought that Keanu had converted to Orthodoxy because there's a picture of him holding the icon of the Holy Mother with the baby, but that's totally a lie. What happened is he met this old lady, and you know how Keanu Reeves has a reputation for just being really cool. And the old lady was like, could I please take a picture of you holding my favorite thing? And of course, Keanu Reeves is like, sure. And she brought the icon out and had him hold it and took the picture. And Keanu Reeves was like, cool. And then he went on his way. You know what I mean? He was filming like somewhere in Eastern Europe or something, and some babushka asked for a picture. But if you want to see some, I mean, I don't know if it will meet up with the hamster, because that's on a whole level of like just wholesome goodness. And I think I needed that today.
Good.
But
I'm glad.
also go on YouTube and just type in like Keanu Reeves being a total awesome dude.
He's Canadian. Come on.
And it's like, he is a completely awesome dude. He was born in Beirut, but he
Grew up in
does
Toronto.
he is a Canadian citizen.
Yep.
Like somebody ran his bike over, so he made a deal with her. If he could get it started, he'd forget about the whole thing. And he cranked it, and on the third time, that thing roared up, and he's like, no problem, and just stuck off on his motorcycle. I mean, one time a flight got delayed, so he hired a whole bus for everybody on the flight. Then he pretended to be like a tourist director type person. So while they're on the bus driving to where they were trying to fly to, he was pointing out all the sights and, doing all this shit to keep them entertained. I mean, and that's just Keanu Reeves. He's just like that guy,
He's a good dude. He's a very good
He's
dude.
just a good dude. But you'll notice
Coochie. Joseph Smith had discs, not tablets. And you know this if you read Dragonlance. The tablets of Mishkal. The discs of Mishkal. Just saying.
Well, yeah, both of the writers of Dragonlance were Mormon. Yeah.
There are a lot of Mormon sci-fi and fantasy writers.
The guy who wrote Ender's Game.
Yeah, Orson Scott Card.
Yeah.
Yep. Brandon Sanderson.
Who I
He
think is a
got
terrible
in a little
writer.
bit of tiss with the producers too, because when they made the movie Ender's Game, they kept wanting to slide a romance story between him and the female in the thing. And Orson Scott Card was like, no. And he was adamant. You know what I mean? And they fought about that for like a long time, but he stuck to his guns, because when he said they could make the movie, he had a clause in there where he had like final say. So every time they tried to stick some stupid Hollywood shit in there, he's like, nope.
Yeah. What if Alt Hist has an interview with Orson Scott Card on his channel?
I hear he's an asshole. Not what I fault his. But
I heard he was a good guy, but he's not a favorite amongst the LGBT because he said some things.
Well, we've all said some things. I mean, come on.
That is
There was
true.
all, there was all that time, Shadow spent in the HJ. I mean, we say things when we were young. We're stupid.
Yeah, that's 100% true. You sound like my Jewish grandpa.
What? What are you talking about? Everybody does stupid things. That's how you learn, you sugar.
Yeah, the sugar.
You learn by doing, and you make mistakes. If you think you're perfect, then what are you doing here?
Yeah. Oh man, what a fun culture!
They are amazing. I love them.
They are a
Now,
fun culture.
let me
I'm gonna
clarify
see
that.
them.
Hang on.
I
Let me
don't
clarify.
like
I was going to say. Let me clarify that. I love the Yiddish.
Right.
That's
The
what I love.
Sedum, those guys are a little bit out of pocket. They
The
need to
fucking
calm-
crazy
Oh my
guys
God.
with the hats and the braids. They get a little
And the tunnel
exhausting.
digging.
But I love the Yiddish. Oh my
But
god.
your average Russian Jew or Polish Jew.
Yeah, well, the Ashkenazi, right?
Yeah. Well, no, they're not Ashkenazi or German.
Yeah,
Polish
that's where
are
the Yiddish
called
come from.
Goritz.
Okay.
And then the Russians, I forget what they're called, but
you
they're.
can split the hairs all you want, but to the Jewish people, it's Ashkenazi or fucking Sephardic.
No,
and
my
that's how they
dad
look
told
at
me
it.
this.
I'm talking about the Jews I know. I'm just saying, like they're either
Oh, yeah,
Ashkenazi
yeah,
or they're
I'm not
Sephardic.
calling you a liar. I'm
No,
just
no, I
saying
know. I'm
my
just saying.
dad told
Could
me
be
that
different.
they
Could be
separate
different.
themselves.
It could be different where it is. I know here they love to say
Like
Ashkenazi.
Sephardic is Spanish
It's
or
Israeli.
North Africa.
Well, it's Israeli. Like the
Yeah,
Israeli guys are Sephardic as fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but he's still a few generations removed from the Middle East. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the real Sephardic guys are when you go to Israel and you take like a Sephardic Jewish guy and you take a fucking Palestinian Arab and strip their clothes off, you would not be able to tell the difference between the two people. You wouldn't be able to go, that's a Jew, that's a fucking Arab. You wouldn't be able to do it. Not going to be able to do it.
Muslims get circumcised?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you're right.
But wait, I believe they do because I know
Well,
Catholics
you're
do.
right. If as long as the Muslim was circumcised, you wouldn't know.
Okay, maybe we'll take two women then. Okay, just so that we don't have to bring the dong into it. How about that?
Oh, I like that
listen,
better.
I don't want to look at their schlongs as much as you want to look at their schlongs, but if you're going to be measuring the schlongs, we might as well measure them properly. That's all I'm saying.
It's unfortunate that some folks can be.
So you started the taint.
You'll get the job done, and the bottom line is the job got done. Well, yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you my favorite joke that is racist to both Jewish people and Catholics. Would you like to hear it?
I bated breath.
A Catholic priest and a rabbi are walking down the street in New York, and they see a bunch of young boys playing basketball in a lot. And the Catholic, who's been drinking a little bit, looks over and he says, "What do you say we run over there and screw those boys?" And the rabbi says, "Out of what?"
That's a good one. I've never heard that one.
My friend's mother told me that joke. I was crying laughing. It was so funny.
Well, you know when I talked all about the Yakubians, right?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that fever you had.
In reality, we're Yakubians, but the real Yakubians are the Jews.
Well, there we are.
Sons of Jacob.
Glad you clarified that.
But that's what the Nation of Islam believes and teaches.
Yeah, the Nation of Islam also believes that spaceships full of black men are going to come back and liberate all the black men on Earth. I mean, at some point in time, you got to go, Louis Farrakhan is a crazy person. And
well, we got it from the Reverend Elijah Muhammad.
Well, there you go. But
who had Malcolm X assassinated.
Yes, because Malcolm X was going, how about we stop thinking about space black men and just all get together? How about we do that instead? You know, like, what a crazy idea.
Super racist. It turns out that white guys kind of like the message.
Yeah, if we're not super racist, we all kind of get along. Look at that, you know.
And they're like, no. And they shot him in the middle of a speech. So anyway, all that aside, I don't know what else to talk about.
There was a comedian.
Great conversation, though. I've just been laughing this whole time.
There was a great comedian. So I can't remember who the fuck it was. He was talking about Louis Farrakhan, and he goes, you know what I like? Because Louis Farrakhan is so charming, and then he'll say something horribly racist, but make a cute face, and you kind of can't stay mad at him because he'll be up there doing a speech going, "All the brothers and sisters of the world must get together under the beliefs of the Nation of Islam, except for the Jew." It's hard to stay mad at him.
Very
So
well
cute.
dressed too. He's got a suit and his bow tie. Shoes are shined. I mean, the dude looks professional. You kind of want to believe what he's going to tell you.
No,
I don't trust anyone in a bow tie.
But
I was thinking the same thing, Doc.
But
I got bad news for you. Hey, Buckaroo Banzai wore a bow tie, so fuck you. I believe in bow ties.
Yeah, I don't mind a bow tie.
I think he was wearing that ironically.
That was almost 50 years ago, and since then the bow tie has been, you know,
it has been sullied.
Well, we're bringing it back. That's what we're doing.
We're taking.
I'm starting the new church of Buckaroo Banzai. Savior and the Hong Kong Cavaliers as Horridly Warriors. Yes, indeed. Because remember the core tenet: no matter where you go, there you are.
Well, we all know that Shadow doesn't.
James is glitching.
Are you stroking out? Smell toast? Burnt toast?
Now I'm back. Because that's what cowboys wear.
Oh, bolos.
They wear cook.
Bolos.
Bolo ties, yes.
Yeah, bolo ties.
They wear those cowboys and.
It's like the weirdest game of Mad Libs when this happens.
Like those. Bolo ties. Very unoriginal. When I decided to look on TV and The Weeknd came on, the one where he's in Las Vegas getting his ass beat.
Hey, my alarm's going off. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
mine too.
What is it? What is the name of that song, The Weeknd? It's not I Can't Feel My Face. Blinding Light. And the suit he has in Blinding Light, I just bought that. So I have the black and white penny loafer like shoes, black pants, black shirt, red tie, gold vest, red sports coat.
When will you be start running your bitches?
I thought that the dude from The Weeknd looked pretty dapper in that suit, so I decided I was going to copy.
It sounds pimpish, but I'll take your word.
George Carlin said it best. It is definitely odd that it seems that anytime a seemingly significant assassination happens, that folks are just saying, let's talk about stuff and still get along. Well, I mean,
Yeah, that's
y'all can't be crazy.
antithetical to their agenda.
And George Carlin was pretty smart most of the time. He knew what he was talking about. And he was actually pretty fair. He didn't sometimes he would be all after the conservatives and other times he'd be all after the more progressives. I mean, he was pretty fair. It was whoever was being stupid, he was making fun of at that particular time, you know? So, plus, I mean, if he needs to give you a blowjob to get a few more miles down the road, I mean, hey, you do what you got to do, right? Huh?
No.
Ass, cash your ass. Nobody rides for free.
Yeah, that's from Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, they catch George Carlin and he's like giving a trucker a blowjob. And they're like, ooh, dude, right? And he's like, look, guys, don't be so urbane. If I got to take a load in the mouth to get another 100 miles down the road, I mean, it's worth it, right? And they're just like, you know what I mean? So then they get picked up by Princess Leia, who is actually playing a nun. And Jay tries to go down on her because he thinks that's what you have to do if you get picked up as a hitchhiker. She kicks him out of the car.
Yeah.
And he's very confused because he's like, I thought that's what you did. You know, like, that was back when, you know, Kevin Smith was funny and creative, and
A million years ago.
he needs to get fat again because since he lost all the weight and stuff, he's just not funny. You know? Now, one thing I will say about Kevin Smith, no matter how much you hate him, the dude has been taking care of Jason Mewes for like over a couple of decades now.
Yeah, how did that guy not find regular work?
Like heroin and everything. That's why when you see him now, he looks different. It's because he's got all fake teeth. Because he got hooked on so many drugs, his teeth fell out, the whole 9 yards. So Kevin Smith and his wife have Jason Mewes live with them, and they send him to to get him clean, and then they watch his ass like a hawk to make sure he doesn't rebound into the drugs. Like
That's a shame.
trust, and they never give him more than $20, and he can never go anywhere without one of them.
Really?
Oh yeah, he got so tore up on drugs, it was like forget
He
about
was
it.
he was so good in
Huh?
somebody in the Flash.
That fucking punchline killed me, bro.
Did you guys see him in the Flash? Where he played Zoom.
I don't remember if I did, but I did watch a movie where he rescued a vampire.
Are we still talking about Jason Mewes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that where he was an EMT or something.
Yeah, he was like a paramedic, and he found her like bleeding out near a dumpster, so he brought her in, and turned out she's a vampire.
Take care, Dean. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you later, Dean.
Bye, Dean.
The left thing will never die. Timmy and the Lords of Central Kentucky.
Do I dare share this one with them? I don't know. I think this one's a bridge too far, right?
Which
I know.
one?
I just sent him a meme that the fucking punchline really broke me, but it's like it's really over the line.
I don't even know what line you're talking about.
Good taste, social decorum.
See, my
Well, we don't get much of that around here.
My pops has a nickname, and it is the Line Crosser.
All right, this is a Hungar level joke. I'm gonna share it with you. If you get mad, you get mad. It's just a joke. It's not meant to be real. It's just a joke. There you go, James. Go.
I don't get mad.
Not that your
You're
audience.
teasing.
All the heads are blocking the punchline. God damn it.
I like the part I saw, though.
Yeah, well, did you see the bottom part right there where the guy says, so it's like, damn white people, help me white people. Hey, that's my bike. That
Well,
fucking
that's
killed me.
like such an old school joke. You know, why'd the black
So
kid
old
get for
school.
Christmas my bike?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
Jackie
But
just
it's
had
funny.
his bike. Jackie just had his bike stolen last week because the school cannot be troubled to open up the gated bike secure area. Can you believe that
Weird.
crap? You know, they got a special area where they, you know, you park the
except
bike.
Jackie's bike got stolen by a Mexican.
Well, that's just keeping it in the family, I guess. But now he's got to ride my damn bike, which means I don't get to ride my bike during the day because
My bike was such a piece of shit when I was in
Bye,
school. I
squirrel.
would have stole it if I'd left it unlocked. 'Cause
you
I-
know that's his bike was almost at that point. He'd had it for a couple years. It was, you know, getting kind of ratty and beat up, and they chose that one to steal.
mine was a Frankenstein bike.
Mm.
I just got parts from wherever I could get the parts and built the bike. And it was a BMX bike. It had like a mongoose
Take care, squirrel.
frame, and then it had like these weird rims that I don't know who in the hell even made them, because they were like 5-spoke, big thick rims, and freaking the seat come off of something, and the paint job, nothing matched. You know, there were places where the paint was flaking off and green and primer. I mean, this thing literally looked like it come out of a junkyard. I mean, it rode great though. It rode great, but it looked like it come out of a junkyard. So, and I like those big thick rims because sometimes I'd ram Haas's bike and make him wreck. And those rims, they wasn't bending for shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They were strong rims. So, yeah. Because I mean, brothers, right?
Yep.
That's what you do. And yeah. I'll tell you what, when I was 16, I probably rode my bike 15 or 20 miles a day. When I was down in Florida, because Gen X, you know, like they say, I'd wake up on a weekend, eat eggs or cornflakes, be gone on the bike. I would literally go from one end of the town to the other, gathering up all of our friends. And then maybe we'd play like baseball or football or something, because there were enough of us to do that. And then we'd ride around and maybe go check out on some of the girls that, you know, whatever, and see what they were doing. And, you know, then maybe we'd go fishing down at the lake or in the gator hole. So, you know, we'd all have to go get our rods and reels and then ride our bikes there. And then at lunchtime, slide in for a bologna sandwich with Lay's potato chips on it. And then go out and do some more shit. And then when the street lights start coming on, go home. And
Those are the days, eh?
and eat dinner, which was almost always spaghetti. But I love spaghetti, so you know, it was like vegetarian spaghetti because I like cheese on the spaghetti. So since I couldn't eat dairy and meat at the same time, Mom would leave the meat out so I could put the cheese on. Yeah, I had those mag wheels, man. Those things were like indestructible, like running into people, running over shit. Those things were like crazy. And they were also painted all kinds of different colors too. So, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, that's how it is, you know, but I love my bike, man. It like me and my friends just riding around. And then like at night, on weekends, we played a role-playing game.
First real taste of freedom, you know, as a kid.
My first?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, collectively, it's our first, you know, taste of freedom, riding our bike.
Riding our bike, wherever we want. I had all the freedom I needed since I was like 7. Like as soon as I was old enough to carry like a .22 rifle, I was free as a bird. Wander the hills all over the place. And then when I come down to Florida, I mean, you know, I had my bike. And like you said, you know, my mom worked a lot. So I was out there making it happen out in the streets, you know. We played stickball. We played wiffle ball. I don't know if you know what wiffle ball is.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Man, we played football and it was tackle. I remember one time we were playing football and someone got tackled and pooped themselves. Man, we laughed. That was so funny.
I can't deny that would be funny. That's
yeah. Note to all the young people: if you feel like you got diarrhea or something, do not play football. Tackle football. Somebody's like, you're just going to unload in your pants, and then everybody's just going to laugh because you know young kids have no sympathy for anything. You know, when you're of that
You're
age.
gonna laugh, and then you're gonna be called Poopy Pants McGee for the rest of your life.
Pretty much, you pretty much just know it. Yes, that's pretty much how it works. But yep, and we would play Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth role playing. We would play Star Frontiers. We'd play First Edition AD&D a lot. Like we used to, you know how it is when you ain't got shit to do and you're like 15, so you can play role playing games like 10 times a week.
Yep,
that's kind of us, you know.
Same here.
Yep, same
You
for
know,
me.
my friends that like to play role playing games, we'd all just get together and freaking roll those dice, man, roll those bones. And even though they all loved AD&D, they also loved Star Frontiers and MERPs. MERPs, I mean, I ran a lot of MERPs back in the day. Because just the guys I hung out with were like huge into that.
Yeah, I missed my high school graduation because of MERPs. Oh, no, wait, mumps.
Mumps, not MERPs. Yeah.
MERP. Why does everybody pluralize it? It's MERP, Middle Earth Role Playing.
I don't know, because in you know, American, it sounds like it should have an S on the end.
Well, given that you guys are the kings of the world, I guess I'll have to start saying MERPs now.
There you go.
Well, you don't got to. It's just an idiom, you know. It's just a
Yeah,
thing.
except the name of it is MERP, Middle Earth Role Playing.
You're
That's
one,
the name of
I
it.
am not saying you're wrong. You hear me agreeing with you?
I do. I know. I hear you. I have a friend of
But
mine.
we
he
are
refers to-
Americans, and we say the shit the way we say whatever.
I got a friend. He refers to Subway restaurant as Subways. No matter how many times I tell him it's singular, it's still I'm gonna get some Subways. It's not Subways. It's
Freaking
Subway.
Cajuns are the worst for that shit.
Why?
They will just add all kinds of letters and syllables to shit that shouldn't be there.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know why, but they do.
Did you miss the entire conversation 2 hours ago about how the French are contrary by nature?
Well, yeah, yeah, you're right. They are French.
I gotta log off, guys. I gotta go eat. You
Yep,
guys all
I
take
gotta
care.
go too. It's 6:45. I gotta get ready for what I'm doing tonight, so I gotta
Yep.
go too.
Yep.
I
So
was
yeah,
having fun
all
though.
of you.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go, but I gotta go. But I want to go.
I know the feeling. The boy's going to be home any minute. That's what the alarm was for. Just figured I'd, hang
I
out.
enjoyed this today. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time.
Yeah, we had a pretty good time. We wasn't a lot of her hassle, Nobody hassled. It was just like it was a good time. Everybody hanging out.
Remember when the kids do that? When kids cry and they go, they suck their lip in like that is such a fucking child way to cry. I love that. All right, I gotta go though. All right, thanks, James. Always fun. Shadow,
Well,
don't
I'll
ever
see you
change.
next time.
Just keep being the hipster you always are.
I don't know that I could change. It's been too long.
I wouldn't like you if you did.
Well,
James.
I don't know.
Always a pleasure.
I think you're cool.
Thanks. I
Even if
appreciate
you are a
that.
hipster.
Eh.
Don't
I
bother
don't even know
me.
what that means, but
Hipsters are people who only like bands when no one else likes them. And
that's
if they like a band that no one likes and the band somehow makes a breakout and becomes big, they stop liking that band
that does sound like me. Can't lie.
because they always want to be the guys. It's like you'll be like, yeah, I like Nickelback. And the hipster will be like, screw Nickelback. I like, Bumblefucks. And it's like, who is that? Oh, they're pretty underground, man. You probably wouldn't have heard of them, but I got a cassette from them one time because they were playing in a record store in Seattle, and and that's the kind. That's a hipster.
I'd never be caught dead in Seattle, but I get your point. No, I like obscure things, and I find that a lot of things and a lot of people, when they get popular or famous or to a certain point, they change and they're no longer what was cool about them to begin with.
Yeah, like Metallica. They were amazing when they were young and angry, and then they got older and become millionaires and married hot wives and had kids, and that was the end of Metallica because you can only be an angry metalhead if you're actually angry.
In the words of Cyndi Lauper, money changes everything.
It does. And people don't want to recognize that. And the people it affects the most are the metal bands. Because a pop band like Nickelback, it's like, really? No one can. I mean, okay, whatever, right? But a good metal band that's powered by youthful exuberance and rage, if they start, getting married and having great, wonderful
and
lives,
getting soft,
then they're going to get soft. You're not going to get Kill 'Em All. You're going to get Saint Anger, and it's at that point that somebody needs to let them know it's time to retire. You did your thing. We all love you. Kill 'Em All was a great album. Garage Days Revisited, amazing album. Right up until Justice for All of them amazing. But then after that, Black Album, and after that, it's like, dude, just go on. You had your time. It was nice. We love you, but you're just not there anymore. You can't be the Ramones, who were cool right up until they all started dying, because they're just that band, But anyway, you have fun hanging out with the boy. Tell Jackie I said hello, and
I will do that. As soon as he walks in the door, it'll be the first thing I tell him.
Yeah, because I'm not expecting him to go out of his way, but just just let him know. Let him know his friend in Florida still thinks he's an awesome young man, and you know, everything like that. And otherwise, I will point out I was right about the 2 creation stories. And otherwise, peace be with you, my brother. Shalom, shalom.
And with you.
Okay.
Happy trails, folks.
The correct response is alaikum shalom.
I'll try to remember that.
Because shalom alaikum is peace be with you, and alaikum shalom is and also with you, peace.
Cheers, buddy.
You don't got to say it. We're not Jewish. But it is a Hebrew thing, and, you know, Jesus probably said it. So, you know, there's nothing wrong. You know, that's why some of you may notice I end my channels a lot of time with peace and love. You know, maybe I should start saying, you know, shalom and kai, you know, whatever. You know, because that's what I want. I want all of you guys to have peace and love, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for putting up with me. And today, if you're wondering what I was over here working so hard on while they were making me laugh so hard, open drop pods for my Space Marines. I already have 4 that are closed. I decided to build 4 open just because it doesn't matter as far as the game is concerned. And I thought maybe this would look cool, you know, to drop a bunch of drop pods. Since I am playing the 9th Legion Blood Angels, you know, Assault Marines are going to be a thing. Just the way it is. Blood Angels, Assault Marines. So, yeah, putting together my... And I know I was like, I'm never buying Games Workshop stuff again. And then I bought Epic, but then I'm selling all the 40K stuff. So, you know, as a matter of fact, so far I've made $750 just selling junk that I haven't even looked at in, you know, years. So, and I'm getting ready to sell a demon army, Nurgle, complete with a greater demon, the great unclean one, and all the other shit, and a bunch of Death Guard, you know, mutated Terminators and Space Marines, and some tanks and various other stuff. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably get a decent price out of that. I've already got buyers chomping at the bit, so we'll see. And then after that, I'm going to try to sell all of my 40K terrain, because when I was, you know, in the 40K really big, I bought all those big terrain boxes that allowed you to make, like, you know, the giant administrative buildings with like the angel statues and all that, and see if what I can get for that. But anyway, peace and love be with you. Shalom, shalom.